A service broker with 35 years of real estate experience, we are positioned to beat the competition on price and service. Visit nickdalba.com to schedule a consultation so we can discuss why now is the best time to sell your home with Nicholas Dalba Real Estate.
The Chris and Amy Show, sponsored by the St. Louis Cardinals. KMOX Day returns to Busch Stadium May 8th. For details, go to cardinals.com/theme.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, hit it.
It's the Chris and Amy Show. You know who it is.
Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
Now, Amy Markscore's Chris Ranji on KMOX.
Hey, we're live at the Billikens Golf Classic.
We are.
And Amy has already insulted me to start the day.
No, I didn't. I did not insult him. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning at Norwood Hills Country Club. I love Norwood Hills. Every time we come here, which is once a year for the Billikens Golf Classic, I'm just amazed by the beauty and the history of Norwood Hills Country Club. And also, do you know what this means since we're at Norwood Hills? Country Club napkins. I love Country Club napkins. In the bathroom, they're like little towels.
Oh, you're talking. Yeah, I know what you mean.
That they're disposable, allegedly.
Yeah.
But they are like always embossed. It says Norwood Hills. And then they're like little towels. Country clubs have these napkins. And once a year, I look forward to going to the bathroom, washing my hands, and using a Country Club napkin.
The highest of quality.
Like a little towel.
There's nothing better. So we are at Norwood Hills this morning for the Billikens Golf Classic, which is about to get started here momentarily. It's an all-day event. We are glad to be here. Our annual broadcast from Norwood Hills. So we've got a lot of SLU guests that are going to be joining the show today. We'll have Chris May, the athletic director. Josh Schertz is the new head coach of the men's team. He will be with us. Rebecca Tillett, the women's coach, will be with us. We've got the women's and men's soccer coaches, Katie Shields, Kevin Kalish. We're going to have a great day today. 314-436-7900 is the number you can use to call or text us. Voicemails at 944-1120. We're doing the live stream. You can watch. You can look at our faces. We're live at the golf course right now on Facebook Live, Twitter, and on YouTube. So go find us at Chris Amy KMOX. That is our handle if you want to follow us on social media.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everybody will be talking about.
Lots of events happening over the weekend in St. Louis, including the Battle Hawks, which drew 32,000 people to the building. Should we get another NFL team? I'm throwing it out there.
And I have horrible news for the St. Louis area. It may have hit you. It may be coming. The cicadas are here. The cicadas have made their appearance. We have already had to shovel some off the sidewalk.
And Amy has eaten many already. Cardinals and Mets will begin a series tonight after the Cardinals had a rough weekend against the White Sox at Busch Stadium, including a controversial finish on Saturday nights, which we will talk about. Matt Pauley is going to join the show. So I mentioned the Battle Hawks and what they did. So the UFL is the XFL, and we know that going back to the pandemic year when XFL started here in St. Louis, that people in this area were supporting the team at a level that was not happening anywhere else. Let me give you there were 4 games that happened over the weekend in 4 games that happened with the UFL over the weekend. In Memphis, they drew 5,600 people. At Michigan, they drew 7,400 people. In D.C., they drew 14,000 people. And here in St. Louis, just under 33,000 people were at the building. That is more than double what the second city did in Washington, D.C. So I don't know, Amy, if you've heard of Mike Florio, if you've read him very often.
Yeah, I don't follow him, but I know of him.
Yeah, he is a very popular football website. He's been covering the NFL for a long time. You could find him on NBC doing coverage as well. ProFootballTalk.com is the name of his website. And he wrote yesterday, and the headline is this: St. Louis keeps showing it should have an NFL team. Now, this is a national person, right? So this isn't a local guy with local ties. He has nothing to do with St. Louis. And he's talking about our area and watching the way we support that football team, which is not an NFL team. And I went to the game on Saturday, and it's striking to me how many people over the last couple of home games they've had will say, Battlehawks game, you going?
Yeah.
You going Saturday? You want to go to the Battlehawk? So many different people, just anecdotally in my life, are asking if I want to go to the game, going to the game. I hear about people at the game. It's really incredible how much they're supporting a team that is not an NFL team.
Yes. And also, to your point, so I have not been to a Battlehawks game yet. However, on Saturday, we had those severe thunderstorm warnings. And so I was like on the treadmill in the garage, turned on the Battlehawks game. We watched the Battlehawks game, and I realized I think we've watched part of, if not all of, every Battlehawks game so far.
Yeah.
It's not an NFL team. So I imagine there are even some television ratings. I don't know what they are, but the city's behind the team.
Yeah, and think about it this way. So 32,969 people were at the Dome on Saturday. At the exact same time the Cardinals were playing, they had 38,000. So This is a Major League Baseball team that has some of the best attendance in the entire sport, with just 6,000 more people paid. Now, we don't know that there certainly weren't 38,000 people actually physically in the building at Busch Stadium, but we know that's what they bought. Those are the tickets that were sold. So I think it'd be an interesting exercise to know if there were actually physically more people in the Dome than were in Busch Stadium at Saturday.
My guess would be yes, that there were. I don't know that now Saturday is it Bark in the Park or Pooches in the Park?
Pooches in the Park.
Pooches in the Park, yes.
I think.
Or Bark in the Park. I don't know.
Anyway,
it was Bring Your Dog Day. It was Bring Your Dog Day, which is immensely popular. Those tickets, at least for the dogs, are always sold out.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think that the in-person attendance, also being a Saturday day game, would be boosted a bit. I would not be surprised if Busch Stadium didn't quite have 32,000 people in it.
Now, a lot of this is, and I see T-shirts on people inside the building that say blank Kroenke, stuff like that. So I still do think there is, and I wondered this in the first season of the XFL, if the momentum would die down a little bit, if that, screw this Stan Kroenke guy, we're going to show him, and we're going to show the NFL just how much we love football in St. Louis, so we're going to be there in the building. I thought that momentum might die down a little bit, especially after COVID shut the league down for a couple of years. It hasn't. People are going, and a lot of people are going, and it's happening every single week, and you're not really seeing much of a drop-off in attendance at all.
So we all know why the Rams left St. Louis. It was a fraud. It was a fraud. However, the Cardinals, when the football Cardinals left, was that a similar claim? For some reason, I mean, obviously I was too young to remember, but the football Cardinals, was it just that they weren't being supported? I know they didn't have a stadium.
I was very young when it happened. If I remember right, they did not torch the city on the way out the way Stan Kroenke did when he left.
For sure.
And saying they just can't support a team. Well, the football Cardinals were bad. They were bad pretty much the entire time they were here in St. Louis. And the Rams were lousy for most of the 13 seasons after winning a Super Bowl. They had 2 years where they were 8-8, and that was the best 2 years they had. Otherwise, they were under 500 every single season. So, and you're still getting 55,000 or so people to go to that building for a bad football team.
So
that to me should be proof of support, but he intentionally, and we don't really need to relitigate what happened.
Yeah.
But he tanked a team so that he could make the claim that this was not a city that would support football, and the NFL let him do it, and then he left.
But regardless of the reason why, and don't get me wrong, I support St. Louis having a football team, and I believe we would support a football team. But for the NFL to try for a third time, doesn't that sound impossible?
I don't think it's impossible. I think it's difficult for now. I think it could happen down the road, maybe a decade or two. And that's really the question that we want to throw out to you. 314-436-7900. Now that it has been almost 9 years, December of this year will be. It's December 17th, I believe, was the last game that that the Rams played. With it being close, you're about 8.5, 9 years away from that. Would you be more willing to support an NFL team if we were to get one? Would it be a situation where you would only support it if it's an expansion team and there's brand new ownership? Or would you take a team coming from somewhere else? I would really like to know if the appetite for that will continue to grow as the feelings against the NFL, the hard feelings against the NFL and Kroenke and everything that went down 9 years ago, if that sort of dissipates and people start to miss that sport. Because we know, Amy, we've talked about this, even though there's no NFL team here, this market does really well in television ratings for NFL games. People are watching. People are Chiefs fans. People are Packers fans. People are, Colts fans in the area. There are a lot of people still watching that sport, even though we don't have a team anymore.
And I will say this again, I think St. Louis fans, we've got the support. Here's the thing with the NFL. And I've been the one saying this. The NFL won't come back a third time. The NFL won't come back a third time. I think even when I say that, I'm giving the NFL too much credit because the NFL doesn't operate on principle. The NFL wants money.
Well, yeah.
And if you can prove that St. Louis will generate a ton of money, whether it's because they eventually add another game to a season that's already too long, or if they continue to expand the league, whatever it may be, the NFL can say anything it wants about despising St. Louis or St. Louis can't support a team. It will turn and do a 180 in a heartbeat if it thinks it would be profitable.
314-436-7900. You can call us or text us. Let us know what you think. Or if you just want to drop us a voicemail, you can do that too. 314-944-1120. Would you welcome the NFL back to St. Louis? Would you support it? Or do you want them to stay the hell away? Let us know what you think. Chris and Amy live from Norwood Hills for the Billikens Golf Classic on KMOX.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-578-2415. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-578-2415 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. That's 800-578-2415. To see if you qualify. That's 800-578-2415.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been injured in a truck accident, you need the best. Onder Law. Let us make your case our cause. Truck accident? Call Onder Law for a free review at 314 or 618-9-MILLION.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
We all know what UV rays can do to our skin, but they can also do damage to your car. Keep that from happening with 303 Protectant. 303 Protectant keeps the sun's harmful rays from causing fading and cracking in rubber, plastic, or vinyl surfaces. From the dashboard to the tires, 303 Protectant keeps your car looking new longer. Get 303 Protectant today at Advanced Auto Parts. Visit 303radio.com for more information.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Universal Windows Direct. If you sell your home, you can actually give the buyers a 20-year warranty on those windows. Call my special number, 314-334-2522, or simply log on to uwd.com.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
New and completely reimagined, the 1904 World's Fair exhibit at the Missouri History Museum re-examines this complex, fascinating event and its legacy, featuring a 3D printed scale model that offers a close-up look at the enormity of the attractions and fairgrounds. Experience a more complete picture of the progress and prejudice captured in this important moment in St. Louis history, now told from a wider spectrum of voices and perspectives. info@mohistory.org.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Legacy Box is offering a 60% discount. Order yours today and take advantage of our best Mother's Day sale ever. Visit legacybox.com/value and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value for 60% off. legacybox.com/value.
Summertime is the best time to enjoy the outdoors and enhance the appearance of your home. Banner Construction can make your home the showplace of the neighborhood with maintenance-free James Hardy siding and beautiful Pella replacement windows. Drive up to your home with a renewed pride. Visit bannerconstruction.com or call 314-569-1050. Get a free in-home design and estimate. Call 314-569-1050 and have a banner day. 314-569-1050.
Rich Orris hosts the KMOX Home Improvement Show, presented by Mosby Building Arts. Saturday at 11 on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
We're live at the Billikens Golf Classic. Chris and Amy on KMOX until 1 o'clock today. We're asking the question about the NFL after what has been really a successful run for the Battlehawks. Not just in terms of winning, because they're doing that. They're playing really well this year, but also in terms of attendance. Almost 33,000 people, just really 30, 40 people shy of there being 33,000 people at the building over the weekend. Would you support an NFL team? And this is after people like Mike Florio from NBC suggesting that we should have a team here in St. Louis. So we're asking you the question. Do you think and would you support it if it did come back to this area? 314-436-7900. Let's visit with JD, who is with us on KMOX. Good morning, JD.
Good morning. Good morning.
How's it going?
I'm going fine. I believe that St. Louis should have an NFL team, and we shouldn't have never lost our NFL team, all because the fans are great here. But the placement of our team and where we at regionally, it's a good for all different fans to get to some of the games. And I just think the NFL really messed it up, and I really believe they're going to come back with an NFL team.
Well, JD, appreciate the phone call.
I agree. We should have never lost the team.
Well,
it was fraud.
I don't think anybody would disagree with that. And the area was going to help out.
Yeah.
You know, they were gonna put some considerable funds into building a new stadium, which, by the way, less than 10 years later, the appetite for things like that have shifted dramatically, where people, municipalities, states are just not as interested in shoveling a bunch of money to professional sports franchises to build a stadium. Yeah. So that would be the one hang up, I think, unless we are in a place where there aren't very many cities that would be willing to give that kind of money, and the NFL or any other league would have no choice but to build it them damn selves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So if they say, well, you know, St. Louis won't give us money, but I bet, Charlotte's already got a team, but you know, I bet Portland, maybe they would give us money, right? Then they would be more willing to do it. But I don't know. I think the appetite around the country for things like that have changed.
Yeah. Again, with this city, I think as much as we criticize what's not working or poo-poo the city in general. There's so much going for it. And this Saturday, for instance, this past Saturday, the city was hopping.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the Cardinals game, you had the Battlehawks game, you had Zach Bryan concert at Enterprise. Yo-Yo Ma was there.
Oh.
I did not know Yo-Yo Ma was still alive.
I didn't either.
He is. He was kicking at
good for him.
Stiefel. Yep.
Good for him.
And you, oh my gosh, you had Cinco de Mayo on Cherokee Street, like from the neighborhoods and the small venues to the bigger sports venues. The entire town was hopping. There were people everywhere. And you think, okay, I think we're hungry for big events.
John is with us now on KMOX. Good morning, John.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I think, of course, we will support it. We need a new I wish they wouldn't say this, but they need a new stadium, but I'm afraid it's true. That stadium is not a good place to watch a football game at all. Anyway, but we'll start with that. I'll take it. We need a team. By the way, there's 75, 76, 74. Those 3 seasons, the Cardinals won 10 games and 11 games and 10 games. They won 2 division titles. They were the talk of football with the best offense in the league for 3 years. In 84, they had another great team. So we had some great teams, but you're right. Most of the time they were awful.
But you are literally talking 50 years ago.
Yeah, I know. But I grew up with this.
Yeah, that was just before I was born.
Yeah.
So my whole life when I was a kid, the Cardinals were terrible. They weren't any good.
One more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
One more. I know I got to be quick here. Sorry, I don't like to interrupt people. I'm sorry that I did.
No, go right ahead.
Okay.
John,
Okay.
I had nothing good to say.
Yeah, you did. Anyway, I think what we need to do. This is a slightly different subject, but it all ties together. If we could just get this county and city together, draw the city line out to the edge of the county by the Missouri River, like every other city except one. We and one other city, we got this old idea of having a city that's drawn around it's sad to say, but the poorest people in the city. The economics are so bad, you're going to have more crime because of that. So we need to include the county. Our violent crime rate will drop about 50%.
John, appreciate
that.
Yeah, John, appreciate the phone call.
I think there's a lot of work the Just has to do. Just combine the city and county. I agree, but that Just is carrying.
Oh, it's a lot of weight. I don't think we have the desire to do it in the city, or this area, which we absolutely need. But I do think he's right about the stadium.
So that cement, it looked like it hurts to play on the turf.
The turf?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to get new turf.
It looks
first of all.
awful.
But the building's not great.
Yeah.
It just isn't great anymore.
Was it dusty? Did your pants get dirty?
No, it was clean-ish. It was a little better than last time, which was nice.
Well, I hope it was a lot better than last time because, your pants were covered in filth.
Yeah. I didn't even leave the house like that. Hey, when we come back, we are going to talk to the athletic director for the St. Louis University Billikens. Chris May is joining us. We are live at the Billiken Golf Classic at Norwood Hills. Chris and Amy on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Download the free Upside app and earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Download the free Upside app now and use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's promo code GIFT.
Hi, Ken Newbold for Newbold Toyota. 2023 is our 50th year of being a Toyota dealer, so come see us. We're on Highway 64 in O'Fallon, Illinois, or check us online at newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
A happy place comes in many colors. One that leaves you feeling refreshed. Something that gets you all fired up. Or gives you the space to chill. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
At 10:30, we've got clouds and 67 degrees downtown at the Arch. The Israeli military has ordered about 100,000 Palestinians to begin evacuating from the southern city of Rafah in Gaza. That signals that a long-promised ground invasion there could be imminent and would further complicate efforts to broker a ceasefire. The judge in the hush money trial for former President Donald Trump has sanctioned him once again for violating the gag order put in place. Trump was denied or fined $1,000 and warned that future violations could result in jail time. Lori Levinson, former federal prosecutor, CBS News analyst, has more on what this means.
This time, the judge gave him one more chance by only fining him $1,000. But the judge said very clearly to him, next time I must consider jail time. And the last thing the judge wants to do is actually put Donald Trump in jail.
Early giving is now underway for the region's 11th annual Give STL Day. That's on May 9th. St. Louis comes together to support over 1,000 local nonprofits. CEO of the St. Louis Community Foundation, Dr. Calvin Adams, joined KMOX to talk about why the day was created.
It's a signature event for the foundation, but more importantly, it really galvanizes the community to think, as you indicated, about nonprofits and the importance of nonprofits.
In the past decade, Give STL Day has netted more than $30 million for nonprofits. An event with prizes will be at the Armory on May 9th from 4 till 8 p.m.
The Cardinals managed just a single run on 4 hits on Sunday afternoon. A Wilson Contreras home run, the lone offense for the Redbirds as they fall 5-1 to the White Sox. The White Sox win the weekend series at Busch Stadium. Cardinals open a series tonight with the Mets. It's a 5:50 pregame show here on KMOX. Our Redbird Report is sponsored by Aloha Pools USA. Win big with a pool or spa at AlohaPoolsUSA.com. I'm Joe Pott, KMOX Sports.
We've got some road work on 55 northbound before McNutt. That's got the left lane closed. Also road work on 141 going north at Forest Knoll Drive. That's in the center lane. And the signals at Bennington Place and 270 West are dark, so use those as a four-way stop. And for this afternoon, we've got a shower or two possible. Clouds will break for some sun later this afternoon. High today, 78. Partly cloudy tonight, low 66. For tomorrow, a couple of strong thunderstorms could come into play with a high temperature of 85. Right now, we've got some clouds at 67 downtown at the Arch, sponsored by GL International Realty. Sell your home with trust, confidence, and written guarantees. Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty is St. Louis's real estate expert. Visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Broadcasting from the Underline Three Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Hey everyone, Boomer Esiason here. The NFL draft is behind us and your favorite team is now gearing up for week number 1. The free Odyssey app puts you right in the middle of the pro football conversation with the biggest sports radio stations from across the country. The local voices who know your team the best, giving you their unfiltered takes on the current state of your squad. It's always football season on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY. Download it today.
We all have someone we love, like the favorite lyric in our favorite song. You can't imagine life without them. So tell them today, I love you. Get screened. It could help save their life. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn more.
Do you limp out of bed with a sharp pain in your heel? Maybe it feels better when you start walking, but then bam, feels crippling when you get up from sitting again? That could be plantar fasciitis. This is Debbie Monterey. Take my advice and seek out the doctors at Feet for Life Podiatry for their decades of expertise with heel pain. Their advanced non-invasive procedures offer quick recovery times so you can enjoy your summer pain-free. Visit feetforlife.com for an appointment or ask for a virtual visit if you're out of state, feetforlife.com.
So you're thinking, great boat, 60 grand, but hey, we can have fun on the water. She's thinking, what, 3, maybe 4 months a year if we're lucky? You're thinking tow ropes and wakeboards. She's thinking granite countertops and undermount sinks. You're back to thinking about summers. But she's thinking about all year, every day, rain or shine. And she's also thinking 3 days and about half the cost. That's right, 3 days and half the cost. Your kitchen or bath can have a completely new look in just 3 days or less. Guaranteed. Top quality products and craftsmanship, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. And you and your family will enjoy it all year, day in and day out, with no tow ropes needed. Now, what are you thinking? Find out more about how your kitchen or bath can be the kitchen or bath of your dreams in just 3 days. Just visit 3daykitchen.com. That's 3daykitchen.com.
3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
Kingdom OX Day at the ballpark is this Wednesday.
A swing, and there it goes.
Get your tickets now, and you'll receive a John Rooney, Ricky Horton audio bobbleheads.
Home run number 700. Pujols.
Kingdom OX Day at the ballpark. Tickets on sale now and going fast at cardinals.com/theme.
I knew I liked this guy.
Who? Chris May?
That's right.
The athletic director for St. Louis University. We are at the Billikens Golf Classic right now. They just got started a bit ago, I think. Well, they're supposed to be getting started. They're checking in now. The weather's
it's going to be great.
It was a little wet today earlier. So we are here for the Billikens Golf Classic. As I mentioned, we've got Chris May, the athletic director, joining us. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
We're
I'll
great.
tell you something,
We're so
man.
excited. I'm
We're
like,
very excited.
I could not wait to talk to you today.
Well, so the newest commit for St. Louis University, the men's basketball team, is Robbie Avila.
Let's go.
I'm a Missouri Valley guy, went to Illinois State, and so I've been watching him. I was watching him at Indiana State. And when Josh Schertz came here to St. Louis, I thought, maybe they'll get this kid.
That was the first thing you told me. You were excited.
I was like, they've got to get this dude, and you did. And he's not here yet, right? When does he actually make his way to campus permanently? Because I know he's got to finish.
They finish school. They'll all roll in here like the first week of June.
Okay.
Then there's 8 weeks of practice this summer.
So you got a kid like that who's got a social media following, and people have given him a bunch of different nicknames, as we've talked about. So this must be really thrilling for the university.
Well, it's fun. It obviously with Coach Schertz coming and bringing some energy back to Billiken basketball, and all the new signees that are coming, in addition to the returners. Gibson Jimerson has a chance, knock on wood, to be the all-time leading scorer to ever play as a Billiken. Larry Hughes, the second, coming back. Kellen Thames, both local kids coming back. And then obviously Robbie and company. Swope also coming from Indiana State. You've got a great player coming from Creighton. You've got a lot of pieces coming. So there's a lot of energy. But Robbie, I can't wait for the community to meet and engage. Although when he was on his recruiting visit here, I was getting texts from people downtown. Is Robbie in town? I'm like, yes, he is. We just saw him wearing a Billiken something. I'm like, that would be him. But they're going to meet just a wonderful young guy that really is an engaging, humble as the day is long, but really a great, fantastic basketball player.
We're looking forward to talk. He's been ducking us, so we're
Has
looking
he?
forward. Yeah,
He doesn't duck many.
Yeah, we're looking
that's
forward
hurtful.
to talking to him. Yeah, right. He says yes all the time.
He said yes to everybody.
Well, we will get him lined up with you.
Oh,
okay, great.
KMOX, the flagship of Billiken basketball, we got you.
Yeah,
we got you.
Now my feelings are a little hurt, but I don't want to ask questions out of school. But with
don't.
you can always decline. No, but with the new dynamic of college sports, when you're looking at new coaches, do you kind of look at the relationship between the coaches and their top players and say, hey, moving one piece might move a couple of pieces?
Oh, absolutely. You bet. I mean, the intercollegiate athletics has changed. And so if you're in the marketplace, you're always looking at, when you're looking for coaches, the total in the entirety of the total package, right? In today's world that you can transfer from one to the next, student athletes can. That's certainly part of the equation that you look at for sure. There are coaches that have made that really happen well in the past and in most recent years. There was one last year that had 0 points returning and went to the NCAA tournament this year. And so that is clearly part of the model that you look at when you're out in the marketplace. No question.
So you've got a university the size of St. Louis in the A10. Is it more difficult, less difficult, or about the same as what the NIL situation would be for a Power 5 school? Or something like
it's
that?
Just different. I mean, we're in that space pretty heavily right now in at our level.
Yeah.
But it's something that everyone is dealing with, and so it's just another part of the equation. You hire high-end coaches, you give them the assets, the resources to go in play. NIL is just one of them. NIL, facilities, how they travel, how they eat, all these things, how they're going to play. Josh, you'll have Josh on. He'll talk about NIL is clearly important, but how are they going to play? What playing time are they going to get? Who are we going to play? We've had parents ask, what's your television package, so they know that they can watch their student athletes play. In addition to, they always know they can hear them on KMOX.
Yeah, and that, you know what, this is a question that maybe we'll ask of Josh Schertz too, is coming up after 11. How much is playing time a factor for kids who are transferring? It used to be one of the main things, right? And now with NIL, is it less of a thing, or is it still really important to them?
Josh can answer that better than I, but all of it's important. Families want to see their young people play, and they want the best of the best. And fortunately, when they walk into the O'Loughlin Family Champion Center today, we've got a great story to tell.
What can you walk us through that process of signing Coach Schertz and then signing Robbie, and knowing that you set all those movements into motion? Because in my brain, I'm picturing like Houston, and we got him, yeah, and they're like high-fiving. How long was this process? Was it a one-day thing when you were able to seal the deal?
Well, no, there wasn't any one-day process at all. Are you equating this to the lunar landing?
For me, yes.
Yeah, she really is. She makes
you have
some
no
really,
idea how excited I am.
Yeah, this is a real
This is going to be the hottest ticket in St. Louis.
Okay, this is even better. I didn't even think of it. Now we've got a whole new marketing campaign of the lunar landing coming to Chaffetz Arena. I love it. I love it. The lunar landing. The lunar landing was. We went. You go through a tough process when you make a change, and so then we went into the market, and the true lunar landing for me is when Josh Schertz signed and announced he was coming to be a Billiken, and going through the process of his team playing in the NIT and winning more and winning more and winning more. And so going through that, fortunately, we had our women winning in the NIT also. So that took a little bit of focus away for a minute. But no, when Josh came, we were very excited. We are very excited. The community's rallied around him, and knowing that there were potentially athletes that want to come, whether on his team. But what's also happened is there's a bunch of student athletes out there who want to play in his system. His system, very offensive minded. The efficiency numbers are off the charts, and they play. You talk to national people. I talked to Jay Billis for a while about him, and he's like, Chris, he's way ahead of where much of college basketball is today. He said he's very similar to where European basketball is today. And he goes, and that's where basketball is going. So he's been able to differentiate himself, which is similar to where the NBA is going. And so many young basketball players all have that focus of where they want to be someday. And so they want to play in a system like Josh coaches to set themselves up potentially to play to the next level. But the lunar landing for me is when the coach signed, and we were able to announce that he was the next Billiken head coach. And then I don't know what the second lunar landings would be, but what's Mars or all these other things came in right after the big one. And there continues to be those other landings that are happening.
I'm all excited. Chris May is like, let's just calm down. Take a step back.
I'm there. It's a new one. I'm going with it all summer. The lunar landing right here on KMOX.
This could be.
I call it KMOX the flagship.
It is the flagship.
Went to lunar landing. We're making it happen.
See, I call it the mothership, which fits better with the lunar landing.
There you go.
I did accidentally tell someone we were the mothership.
Chris May said to you, "Slow down, Cronkite. It's not. It's fine.
It's fine.
This is good. This isn't landing on the moon.
It's great.
It
But
is
when
great,
Chaffetz
though.
Arena is full come November,
you're
going to be right there. We're going to have you taking the ball out.
Yes. See, that's
lunar landing.
You're not letting her take the ball
sure,
out.
She could. Billiken blue.
That's right.
She doesn't have any Billiken.
I'm wearing Norwood green
now.
because look
at
it.
Hey, can you rappel out of the rafters?
I can't.
Oh,
I absolutely can.
Yes.
Boom. Yes. I'm wearing green for Norwood Hills. You're wearing Billiken blue because I love Country Club napkins. They're so nice. Like they're like little towels.
You fit.
But at any rate, here's what I was going to say. For the Billikens, I know we're focusing on basketball right now, but you have the incredible coach Rebecca Tillett and the women's team winning the NIT championship in conjunction at the same time the Caitlin Clark effect, which is bringing more eyeballs to women's basketball than ever before. Then you have the signing with the men's team with Josh Schertz and Robbie Avila. And this could be really, a watershed moment of just like even taking it into such a great era of Billikens basketball.
It's funny, we were on from the Bush Student Center and talking about all the things going on, and at that point the soccer teams had just had a great year, and the Laughlin Family Champion Center opened. I think it's a great moment for all of our programs. Our softball team finished second over the weekend, women's, so they're the 2 seed going into the A10 tournament. They beat Dayton yesterday, who's the number 1 seed. Great chance to go win a championship. Our baseball team's first in the league. They've got a chance. So all of the water, all the bar rises. I shared we had 3 kids win at the A10 track and field championships over the weekend. And so from Rebecca to what's happening in women's basketball, it's just it's a great time in college sport, and we're fortunate enough to be at St. Louis University, where we have a bunch of student athletes and coaches doing unbelievable things. I know you've got Rebecca on, what she's been able to do in the postseason. I think the numbers are they went 11-1 a year ago, 11-2 this year in their last 13, 14 games. Now, she and I have talked about going 11-1 the first 12 games. That'd be better next year.
Yeah.
But she is the consummate. She's a great basketball coach, but she's a teacher. She's a high school teacher. She is a teacher. Every practice is going to class. And so what she talked about all the way through the WNIT is they just keep learning, and they're keeping getting better and better and better. And the great thing about our women's team this year, they played their absolute best basketball last game. And they smoked a Big Ten team. I mean, they ran them out of the gym. And so for the Billikens to get after a Big Ten team in Minnesota like that was another great step for our women's basketball program, similar to what our women's soccer team did. But today, this spring, it's about these spring sports. Our tennis team, our men's tennis team, went to the first NIT postseason ever.
Excellent.
And our baseball team's leading the league. They've got a huge series this weekend against Dayton here in town. We invite all Billikens to come watch a Dayton-St. Louis battle on the baseball field, which will be great this weekend. But a lot of really good things going for sure.
Chris May, athletic director for the Billikens, with us here at the Billiken Golf Classic. Best of luck to all the teams here. Thank you for sitting down with us for a few moments.
I appreciate it. The lunar landing started right here. We're going to throw a little Robbie in the lunar landing in Chaffetz Arena.
Yes.
I can see it.
Yeah. Doesn't she know how to
on it? Marketing. Rock star.
I am really good at slogans.
She's good at slogans.
I am pretty good. But we could have Robbie come down from the rafters. Like your
No. You maybe. No way.
There's
way.
There's no harness big enough.
There's no insurance policy big enough. We are not doing. Not that we would offer you up. We would not do that.
First of all,
we would not do that.
First of all,
no.
Chris
willing to suspend Amy from the rafters, but not Robbie.
You said you could repel.
Totally agree with you.
I could, but you also said, I can't believe you haven't talked to Robbie yet. He says yes to everybody. And then secondly,
well, you haven't talked to him.
That's can true. Throw Amy from the rafters. But
no, I said we would welcome the lunar landing in, and you would bring the game ball in.
I can't tell if we're best friends or if this is not going well.
I think it's going
well. I think it could have gone better.
I appreciate
You're right.
it.
Thank you,
Chris.
guys.
Thanks, Chris May.
Appreciate it.
It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
For all station contest rules, go to KMOX.com/rules.
Schedule your free tree inspection from Gamma Tree Experts now. I'm Tim Gamma. Our certified arborist and horticulturist are ready to meet you in preparation of the coming season. Winter is always hard on a lot of trees here in St. Louis. If you have a tree that you're really concerned about, let us come take a look at it for free. I'm Tim Gamma. Give me a call at 725-6159. That's 314-725-6159. Your trees deserve the best care from Gamma Tree Experts.
You can host the best backyard barbecue. You find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
KMOX Day returns to Busch Stadium Wednesday, May 8th. With the purchase of a special theme ticket, fans will take home an exclusive KMOX Cardinals bobblehead featuring Ricky Horton and the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney. With a special VIP ticket, get your bobblehead, and access to an exclusive pregame meet and greet with John and Ricky. Kingdom OX Day at the Ballpark, Wednesday, May 8th. Limited tickets available. Get yours today. Cardinals.com/theme.
I was afraid to cut the cord, but once I did, I couldn't believe it took so long to do it. Paying too much for my cable bill had become a bad habit. I either wasn't getting what I wanted or never knew where to find any of my favorite shows until it was too late. Plus, the prices just kept going up. Thankfully, I discovered a new way to watch called Philo. For just $25 a month, I can catch all my favorite shows on networks like BET, MTV, and TLC. It even has Nickelodeon for my kids. I can watch anytime I want, anywhere I want. Plus, Philo lets me have up to 3 streams at once, so everyone can watch what they want at the same time. Throw in the unlimited DVR that saves all my favorites for up to a year, and this really is the best deal in TV. I just wish I hadn't waited so long. Sound too good to be true? Well, try it out for yourself, and you'll see why people who love TV love Philo. Go to philo.tv, that's philo.tv, and start your 7-day free trial now.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan with a quick reminder. Schedule that annual eye exam. Routine eye exams not only diagnose vision changes, but can detect systemic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, thyroid disease, to name just a few. Do what I do. Call Ophthalmology Associates at 314-966-5000. The doctors there, Greg Birdie, Ranj Malhotra, Samuel Berry, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, will provide you with the area's most comprehensive eye exam. These doctors can also help with dry eye disease, the result of staring at screens, flying in airplanes, or living in a dry environment. Dry eye sounds harmless, but it can cause inflammation, blurred vision, and damage to the eye surface that's sometimes difficult to reverse. The doctors at Ophthalmology Associates are expert in diagnosis and treatment of dry eye disease. 314-966-5000, youridoc.com.
When our truck stops in front of your home,
You'll know it's there.
because you'll feel magic in the air.
You'll see the magic with your eyes.
When that junk disappears,
And you'll feel the fresh air freedom.
throughout your body,
When that dull junk is gone, all your cool stuff will sparkle.
you'll smile.
You'll dance.
You'll call your friends.
Because you'll want them to see it and feel it too.
When you're ready to unleash the delight,
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
A roller coaster ride of banter and brilliance. Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Did you see that thing? I can't believe it. Something is obviously wrong.
This is a joke, right?
Oh my God. Are you freaking kidding me? No way.
You gotta be kidding me. Don't feel bad. There's no way you could have known that.
Now, did you see this with Chris and Amy on the show?
So, Amy, I know you didn't see this because you weren't with me at the time.
Okay.
But I was at the tavern on Saturday. Went to the Battlehawks game. Went to a tavern afterwards with some friends, and I saw a guy in a Caitlin Clark jersey.
Okay.
So
Not a real jersey.
not a jersey, but a jersey.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not entirely positive, but I'm like 90% positive that I've never seen a dude wearing a women's basketball shirt of some kind. So
Iowa
what I'm
State
wondering is,
or Indiana Fever.
I only saw the back of the jersey.
Or Iowa, sorry.
I think it was Iowa.
Okay.
I only saw the back of the jersey, and I didn't run up to him and say, let me see the front, and then he was gone, right? But it was definitely a Caitlin Clark jersey.
Yeah.
And I've not seen that before. If I have, I haven't noticed it. And I'm wondering if have we turned a corner there for real? Because we were talking about the popularity of women's basketball, how people were paying attention to it, the ratings, the television ratings blew the men's games out of the water. And it was competitive against professional sports as well. Do you think that we've actually turned that corner where it is mainstream to the point where you will see men who would have otherwise been, they would not have done that, would not have worn a women's basketball jersey or basketball shirt?
That's
How
actually
much more of that do you think we're going to see?
I think we're going to see a lot more of it. It might be limited to, for a while at least, Caitlin Clark and or Angel Reese.
Angel Reese, yeah.
Right? Because those are two names. And when I was watching the women's basketball tournament, talking so much about Caitlin Clark and Mason Jar as a teenage son, and he and his buddies, like they were talking not only about Caitlin Clark, but they were like, well, I like Angel Reese. You know, they were talking about her career and her play. And I do think that's a great point. I don't know that I've ever seen a guy wearing a women's basketball jersey player. And that is actually turning a corner.
I hope so. I think it's a really cool thing if it takes off like that. I would love to get an Angel Reese jersey or something, but I have a rule. About I can't wear a jersey of a player that's younger than me. So there's
no one even
exactly.
remotely close
So
to
I have to wear like Walter Payton. I have to wear Stan Musial,
it looks weird.
Yeah, I can't wear.
You look like a tryhard.
Well, no, it's not that. You just can't. It's just something about wearing a jersey of somebody younger than you.
Okay, first of all,
you can't idolize a person younger than you, right?
Okay, well, that means everyone you idolize, like you can only wear Hall of Famers or dead people this point at your age.
Jack Clark.
Yeah, they're dead or in the Hall of Fame.
Ozzie Smith. I have an Ozzie Smith
But
jersey.
with Caitlin Clark, my guess is the guy wearing the jersey was older than 22, 23.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I can change my rule.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I kind of get what you're saying. I think for Caitlin Clark, it's different.
Okay.
Or Angel Reese, it's different. A little bit because it's kind of a cool thing to wear a regular major, like if you got an Ohtani jersey, people would be like, okay, whatever, he's a baseball fan, he wants us to know. But with Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese, it's kind of cool because you're like, I get it.
Yep.
That's what your jersey says is I get it.
Yeah. I'm into it. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll alter. I can change my rule.
You get an Angel Reese jersey. I'll get a Caitlin Clark jersey, and we can wear our jerseys and make it a show.
All right, let's do it. That's Amy Marks Scores. I'm Chris Ranji. We're live at the Billiken Golf Classic. We expect to visit with the head coach of the men's basketball team for St. Louis University, the new men's coach, Josh Schertz. He will join us next. It's Chris and Amy from Norwood Hills here on KMOX.
On Saturday, May 18th, the Cards host the Boston Red Sox, and that day, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home a mystery nickname jersey courtesy of Maryville University. Throughout the seasons, players with unique nicknames have left their mark like Pags, Carp, and the most recent Newt. The Cardinals are excited to honor these players with this fun mystery jersey giveaway. That's Saturday, May 18th. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions.
The Cardinals wrap up their weekend series with the Boston Red Sox Sunday, May 19th. 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home a 200-piece puzzle commemorating Adam Wainwright's 200 career wins. One puzzle piece for each win. That's not all. 10,000 kids 15 and younger entering with a ticket will also receive their own pair of Cardinals sunglasses courtesy of the Pasta House. That's Sunday, May 19th. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Adam Wainwright, St. Louis Cardinals for the Loop.
Wow, honey, have you seen the electric bill?
Yeah, it's out of control. But have you heard of Navien tankless water heaters?
Tankless? How does that even work?
Well, instead of constantly heating and storing water, it only heats water when we need it. So much more efficient than our giant tank heater.
That sounds great. Let's look into Navien.
Already on it.
Imagine all the hot water you need only when you need it. Bulky tanks are history. Navien high-efficiency tankless is the future. Compact, wall-hung units free up floor space, lower energy bills, longer life than tanks, and a 15-year warranty. Find out more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
We're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR, St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-578-2415. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-578-2415 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. That's 800-578-2415. To see if you qualify, that's 800-578-2415.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 11 o'clock, we've got clouds and 68 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun. Our top story this hour. Former President Donald Trump is found in contempt for violating the gag order again. This is the 10th time. The judge warned that future violations could result in jail time. CBS News reporter and lawyer Katrina Kaufman says Trump is already getting some preferential treatment.
I think if this were anyone else, they would probably already be in jail. This is the 10th finding of contempt. And there are a few other violations that he hasn't even given us his ruling on yet because they spoke about 4 the other day. So I really think if this was any other defendant, we would already be seeing jail time at this point.
Mr. Trump denies any wrongdoing related to the 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. President Biden spoke with Israel's prime minister today to reiterate U.S. opposition to a full-scale invasion of Rafah in Gaza. CBS News correspondent Cammie McCormick reports humanitarian groups fear the worst.
Israel began calling on Rafah residents to evacuate.
Nobody has a clear path where to go. There is no advice on where to go. There is no safety to be led to. So in each circumstance, in each family now, it's a lot of panic and a lot of chaos.
Louise Wateridge of the UN's Palestinian Refugee Organization says confusion reigns.
As people start to move, the panic is going to spread.
And Hamas has warned an invasion of the southern Gaza city would derail hostage negotiations.
Columbia University has canceled next week's main commencement ceremony. Smaller ceremonies will be held at an off-campus stadium. This student not happy.
It kind of sucks that it had to come to this point.
The campus has been the scene of pro-Palestinian protests for weeks. A teen is pinned up against a gas pump by a car during a fight.
Police say a 21-year-old woman took her car and drove it towards 2 teens she was fighting with, missing one girl and striking the other. The driver ran off while the teen was lodged between her car and a gas pump at the Motor Mart in Earth City, just north of I-70 Maryland Heights Expressway interchange. St. Louis County Police Department says it happened just after 11 o'clock Saturday night. The driver and suspect was arrested not long after. She admitted to police what happened and that she tried to run home to see her kids one last time before going to jail. The St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney's Office has charged Epiphany Dismukes with a pair of assaults. She's being held on a $100,000 cash-only bond. Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
A family of 4 jumped from a second-story townhome in St. Peters early this morning because the kitchen was on fire. Chief John Schneider, Central County Fire Rescue, says this was on Delray Court next to Spencer Creek Trail.
One of the adults stated that they opened a bedroom door to make their way down the stairwell and the interior stairwell, and it was charged with smoke and heavy heat.
The chief says 2 adults and 2 kids were taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation and are recovering. He says they were hurt more by the smoke than the jump. The only bad news was that 2 of the family's cats died in the fire, while a dog and 2 additional cats survived. The KMOX Business Desk, Boeing is launching NASA astronauts tonight.
After years of struggling, Boeing will launch astronauts into space on Monday night. The spacecraft Starliner's debut test flight without a crew in 2019 ended up in the wrong orbit and failed to reach the space station. That forced Boeing to repeat the demo before astronauts could fly. Following more reviews last year, the company had to fix the capsule's parachutes and yank out a mile of flammable tape. The launch is set for 10:34 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Haya Panjwani.
The Dow from Stifel's up 50 points to 38,726. We've got a crash right now on 55 North at 140. We've got backup there. The crash is in the left lane that's blocked. We've also got road work on 141 going south at Conway. That's got the left lane closed. 55 North before McNutt. That's in the left lane. And 141 North at Forest Knoll Drive. That's got the center lane closed there.
Cloudy and damp through early afternoon with a shower, then clouds break for some sun later this afternoon, the high 78. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight, low 66. There'll be some strong thunderstorms around late tonight and early tomorrow. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. Right now, clouds and 68 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers and important decisions should not be based solely on advertising.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Chris and Amy Show, sponsored by the St. Louis Cardinals. KMOX Day returns to Busch Stadium May 8th. For details, go to cardinals.com/theme.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX. We're at the Billikens Golf Classic right now. It's getting started. People are having some food, and we're in Norwood Hills Country Club having a nice time. We are joined now by the new head coach of the men's basketball team. Josh Schertz is with us on KMOX. Josh, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me on. It's a good day to be here.
So I am a Missouri Valley guy, so I'm disappointed to see you leave the Valley, but love the fact you're here in St. Louis because now I can watch. I can come to some games. I'm not too far from Chaifetz Arena, so really looking forward to it. It's how does it feel now that you've been here for a few weeks and gotten settled in?
Yeah, well, the thing that drew me from the Valley was obviously doing the tournament here every year. I got to come to St. Louis once a year, so no, it was we had a great time in Indiana State, and the Valley's an amazing league. Certainly, it's been busy. It's been a really busy 4 weeks. 4 weeks ago today was my press conference, and we've just been running. There was a lot of work to do. I think that's always the case when you take over somewhere. You have to come in and kind of get everything aligned with the way you want to do it, and sometimes people take that as that's a dismiss or diss of the previous staff, but not at all. You always got to do things the way you want. So putting your staff together, figuring out, who was from St. Louis was, on the team was going to come back, recruiting, getting to know people, understand the intricacies of SLU itself, the city, meet different people. So it's been a whirlwind, but a great one.
How difficult is that process now? We were just talking to Chris May about NIL and the transfer portal and how much more active it is now than it used to be. But getting a lay of the land when you come in and trying to figure out who's staying, who you're going to acquire, is it more intense than it used to be? And if so, how significantly?
I think the spring has become for coaches more time consuming than the season. And I mean, it used to be that you'd finish a season and you could, have a little bit of time to decompress. You might have a couple visits, but you were you might go on a vacation. That doesn't happen anymore. You basically transition straight from playing. We weren't done playing, but we're still doing Zooms with recruits, and you're trying to, get things going. It is, you're threading needles. And with the transfer portal, with the players having the ability to, to leave every single year, and then with an NIL, like an unregulated salary cap, it's recruiting is very difficult. We're really fortunate that we had a few guys that decided that they want to be a part of the program, and they could certainly have made a lot more money on the open market. Whether that's a guy like Gibson Jimerson returning, Robbie Avila, Isaiah Swope, those guys could have broke the bank had they gone outside, and they all decided to come to St. Louis, be a part of this. Gibson coming back, Robbie and Isaiah following us from Indiana State, and it set a good tone in terms of, to be a good team, you got to be unified. You got to sacrifice. Those guys when your three best players are setting that tone, that gives you a good chance.
And we talked to Chris May, the athletic director, and he said, of course, universities know now with the new landscape in college sports, you are looking for a new coach. There may be more pieces that come with that coach. From the coach's side, when you're being recruited by other schools, is it in the back of your mind, like, I kind of have a feeling certain players might come with me? Do you not know? Are you thinking about it?
Yeah, it's interesting because the rule was the way it was up till December was that you could transfer once without penalty, but if you transferred a second time, you had to sit out a year, right? So up until middle of December, that was the case. And so had that rule been in place, I don't know that I would have even left Indiana State because, guys like Isaiah Swope, Ryan Conwell, Jason Kent, they would have had to return to Indiana State because they would have to sit out a year to transfer. And I knew Robbie was pretty much going to go where I was. So, you would have had 4 starters back. So there's a chance. I mean, hindsight 2020, I don't know. But, I don't know that I would have left if you would have had that. I think it's made it easier for coaches to leave because your players can follow you or they cannot. But the transient nature of it has made it to where, like it used to be, if you were leaving, you were saying goodbye to all those players and goodbye and then you had to go into somewhere. And even 4 or 5 years ago where there wasn't really the portal, you had to inherit a situation. And this would have been a multiple year rebuild to come in and do it. Now you can flip rosters so quickly. And you have an idea. Like I talked to the players, right. There was a report that came out of ESPN and on the Sunday we didn't get selected and we've gotten the NIT saying that we were in talks with St. Louis. And there was just so much noise. I wanted to talk to those guys, or the whole team, but those 5 in particular. And I just said to them, look, I wanted to get a gauge as to, hey, where their heads were at. I said, if I was to leave, it is only going to be for a Power 5 situation or what would be a Power 5, in terms of, facilities, resources, financial, et cetera. But if you guys are committed to, absolutely wanting to run this back, just want to get an idea. I'm not going to hold you to it, but want to get a gauge where everybody's head was, in the middle of March. And so we had that conversation with all 5 of those guys. And so I had an idea of where their heads were, where we were in terms of running it back, or was everybody going to explore options after the year? Because they played well enough that they were going to, every one of those 5 was going to have a lot of options at the high major level. I was going to have options, and what did we want to do? And I think at the end it worked out, the way it was supposed to. But I had an idea going into it who I thought would come, and maybe there was one more I thought might. But those guys had amazing financial life change. All 5 of them, had financially life-changing opportunities, could have made far more money than they could here if they wanted to pursue that.
When the tournament happened, when the snub happened, we spent some time talking about it. And we kind of crapped on Virginia quite a bit because they clearly didn't deserve to be there. And then that played out when the tournament actually happened. What is that conversation like with players who know they belong? They know they should get to be on that stage. Everybody in the basketball world, except for the committee, was saying this team should not be in the tournament. Indiana State should be. What is that conversation like with players to try and calm that a bit?
Well, I think, competitive sports are really a microcosm of life, right? And you learn very early in life that life's not always fair. Things don't always work out the way they should. You don't always, I always say the best way to get what you want in life is to deserve what you want. But you don't always get what you deserve, right? So I thought we deserved it. I think we had done enough to earn that opportunity. Obviously, the committee felt differently. We talked about what an incredible test it was going to be of our culture and our mental toughness. What an ability to show. We always think, we define mental toughness as being able to, regardless of circumstances, do your job, right? Do your job regardless of the circumstances you're in. Could we pick ourselves up off the mat after getting a gut punch? We got knocked down. There was no question. Devastation would be probably an understatement. Does it say how we felt, going in, seeing the guys in that locker room on Monday and having a turn around and play very quickly from there against a good SMU team. But we thought it was a great test of our culture, a great test of our mental toughness. And it was a reminder that, it doesn't always go the way it should. Sometimes the bad guy, not saying Virginia, but sometimes the bad guy wins. Sometimes, again, you deserve something, and even though you deserved it, you don't get it. And then the only thing you have control over is how you respond from that, right? And I thought it was a great chance for us to show some resilience, some fortitude, And I thought our guys, were amazing from there.
And I said the same thing. It's always people will pay attention to you then in the NIT. And I always wonder how players can respond knowing they belong somewhere and just their hearts not being in it when you should be in the other tournament. But your team went to the final. You go to the NIT final. That to me is an incredible response.
It was. And what's funny is we looked completely out of sorts in the first round. SMU was up 15 on us in the second half. And I thought we were about to get, and it would have been it wouldn't have been acceptable, but it would have been understandable, right? Like you would have said, you know what, like they deserved it. They didn't get in. You're asking guys to take a gut punch Sunday night, turn around 48 hours later and play a really good team. And we're down 15 second half. And I don't know that I've ever been prouder of a win. I told them that after. I mean, we've won some big games in my career, and I still think that'll be hard to top, like because of the level of resilience and fortitude that they showed, the grit that they showed, collective grit to dig in and like, hey, we're gonna find a way through this. And down 15 the second half, and our players and our fans, they just kind of willed it back, and it was amazing. I thought our as much character as our players showed, I think our fans showed equal character, because they could have said, you know what, NIT, we're not about that. We should win the tournament. Screw it. And they came out and sold that place out and brought incredible energy. And I really thought in that game they willed us back, and we went from down 15 to winning by 9.
Now that you're in St. Louis, how has the city been treating you? Were you pretty familiar with the city before coming here, or now that you're here, is a brand new experience?
It's brand new. I just was here for, I was here recruiting a couple times. We recruited a couple St. Louis kids when I was at Indiana State. And then obviously being here for the conference tournament, the Missouri Valley hosts their tournament at the Enterprise Center. So I've been here a few times, but the one thing that really stood out about St. Louis, and I've said this a few times, but when I went into this spring, like I was really fortunate that I had like 4 or 5 really good options in terms of where I wanted to work next year, and so I could be really thoughtful about like what fits me, what am I looking for, institutionally, city-wise, where do I want to live, like really be thoughtful about it. And one of the things that stood out about St. Louis outside the university was every single person I talked to, and I knew a lot of people, ironically, that had lived here or had family lived here or grew up here. Every single person I talked to was never like, yeah, it's okay, it was not bad. They were just raved about St. Louis, their experience here. What a great city it is. It's a big city, but it's a small city. Everybody knows each other. How you're treated. It's a great sports town. People are so nice. It's I mean, just across the board. And so that was one of the things that really attracted me was the city itself. Certainly SLU and Chris, and you get to a certain stage in your life, and I'm there, at 48, where really all I care about is who am I working for, who am I working with, and who do I get to coach, where do I get to live, and those are the 4 things when I'm looking at a job that I really care about, and who I was working for, from Dr. Costello on down, who am I working with, the staff I was able to put together because of the resources they gave me, who the kind of kids I'm going to get to coach at St. Louis, and then being in a city like this. I mean, that's what really, at the end of the day, was the deciding factor in terms of why I wound up here. And I've gotten out a little bit. I'll be out some more once we get this roster set and we get some of these trips I got planned here for some NIL fundraising done. But starting in June, when we're here for summer school, I'll be able to get out. Actually, I know it's crazy, but once we start practice in June, things will actually slow down. I'll be able to get out and experience some of St. Louis.
So you mentioned Robbie, who comes over with you, and he has a social media following. He's been given several nicknames by people who just love watching him play. I guess you look at him, you look at the body, you think there's no way this guy can, and he's incredible. So here's this attraction that is coming to St. Louis. Tell people about him. And we got 2 players, Swope 2 coming in.
Yeah.
But starting with Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie's just man. He, like you said, he's got. I think I mentioned this in the release. Like, what can get lost with the nicknames and the goggles and the body is just how good a basketball player is. Because none of that matters if he wasn't such an elite player, right? He's just got this incredible mind for the game. He sees the game in real time. what he lacks in physical quickness, he more than compensates for in his mental quickness. His ability to see the game, to analyze, to decision make is at the highest level. He's an unbelievable competitor. He cares about the right things. He's a great teammate. He's constantly, the best thing you could say about somebody is that they make the people around them better. To me, that's the best comment you give a player. He makes them better on the court, but he also, his leadership, people are better for being around him. He's a guy that really understands our culture, lives it, breathes it. And so he's going to have a major impact in between the lines, but also off the court in terms of his leadership and his ability to instill our culture. He's going to expedite that process much more than anybody else, myself included, in this program.
It's great to have you, Josh. We're excited to have you in town, excited for the basketball program, looking forward to games. And Amy and I would like the best seats possible. So.
Hey, listen, that's fine. I'll tell Chris will hook you up courtside.
Yeah.
No problem. Chris will take care of you.
You know what? She's really good at slogans. So if she can sit behind the bench and maybe feed a couple to you during the game that you could say to the players to inspire them.
Chris will Chris May will pay for those seats out of his pocket because his philanthropy and generosity knows no bounds. He will pay for those seats, put you right by the bench.
Yeah.
You get some good slogans, and we'll go from there.
So I don't have much, but I've got slogans. And he did say, I could rappel from the rafters, but not Robbie. He said there's not enough insurance, but he doesn't mind if I try it, which
that kind of, I guess you just, when they say the graveyards are full of indispensable people, right? So, that's.
And to be honest, Josh, I could use the break. I could use
we'll put the rafters, just never rappel. We'll just leave her up there and just, the harness, just harnessed up at the top of the roof.
Just leave it.
Yeah, all right. Good. Remember me? No, we don't.
Everybody say hi to Amy in the roof.
Like a retired number.
Just sitting up there in a harness. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Josh, sure, it's awesome to talk to you, man.
Great
Good luck
this
season.
Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you guys.
It is the Chris and Amy show. That is Josh Schertz, the head coach of the men's basketball team. We're going to talk to the women's coach in the next hour. But when we come back, actually, no, we have Matt Pauley at the bottom of the hour. That's coming up. A lot of things happening here in Norwood Hills. Chris and Amy show on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Underline Three Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
If you had a crystal ball, you wouldn't agonize over when to sell your home. You'd just ask, should I sell while my home's value is sky high, or wait and hope the bottom doesn't drop out of the housing market? The thing is, I'm not ready to move. You don't need a crystal ball with Truehold's Sell and Stay program. You can literally sell now and stay in your home as long as you like. When you sell your home to Truehold for its best current value, you can fully cash out your home's equity, and you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Truehold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance too. Truehold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get an offer now while your home's value is sky high, and use the money to secure your retirement, pay off bills, or finance your dreams. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's current best value without moving. That's Truehold.com. Truehold.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need the best. Let us make your case our cause. Car accident? Call Onder Law for a free review at 314 or 618-9000000.
I get asked a lot, what's the difference between the efficiency ratings and the numbers that customers hear while they're getting prices? Pretty much the difference is the numbers. As far as actual savings, there is a very easy common sense way to explain the differences in the energy ratings and the types of energy rating on the furnaces, what you can get and what you can't get, and what's best suited for you, what you actually do need or what you absolutely do not need. You'll be surprised and very happy that you called me. So call me, one easy number in Missouri and Illinois. It is 314-293-2600. This is the only number that you need to call. 314-293-2600 or on the website Bart Inman. Now that's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Hi, I am Jackie Brock, the wife of our beloved Lou Brock, St. Louis Cardinal legend and Hall of Famer. I have a new resident. I am so excited to tell you about Fair Winds River's Edge in St. Charles, Missouri. It is my new residence where I find everything for life and living. The staff is incredible, kind, warm, cordial, supportive, everything that you would want in an independent living community. The activities are innumerable, and we find the food the best in town. Call in today about the $99 move-in special, 636-754-2317. I'll see you there.
You're in hot water, mister.
What'd I do?
I told you months ago our utility bills were getting higher because of that old outdated tank water heater.
Maybe it's time we finally switch to a Navien tankless.
Learn about Navien's high-efficiency tankless water heaters, endless hot water, all while helping you save on your energy costs.
Hey, look at this. Our utility bill is lower since we got the Navien tankless water heater.
Who's in hot water now?
We are, all the time.
Learn more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Ordinary radio is overrated. Extraordinary radio now. Chris and Amy on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Hear that? Extraordinary, she said.
We are extraordinary.
Extraordinary radio.
I mean, I'm so excited for the Billikens basketball season.
It's really going to be fun.
It's going to be
I'm
fun.
looking forward to it. And Rebecca Tillett, they had an incredible year, too,
Yeah.
winning the NIT. She's going to be with us. That's coming up in the next hour. We've got the men's and women's soccer coaches coming up on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Pauley is going to join us after the news here in a moment. We're going to talk about what happened over the weekend with the Cardinals. And just on Saturday night,
Ooh.
the way that whole thing ended.
That was
Woof.
insane.
Woof. These umpires, man. Fire them into the sun.
Well, Boeing.
That rocket ship with Boeing,
Yeah.
just put them all on it.
And loosen a few bolts.
That's
terrible. Don't do that.
I am not in favor of automating jobs except for umpire. That's the only job in the world I think should be automated. I'm serious.
I know. I mean, I don't want to agree because I like the human element.
Screw the human
but
element.
now the human element is ruining everything.
The human element argument
I
for
like it.
umpire is the worst argument.
I know.
You got plenty of human element in the game. You know what they're called? Players. There's your human element.
I want to be able to frame a pitch.
Well, you can't frame a pitch. I don't care about pitch framing.
I
don't
love
care
pitch
about it.
framing.
I want the call to get right. Would you rather have pitch framing or would you rather have the end result on Saturday?
Let me ask you this. Don Denkinger, the
wait.
robotic umpires wouldn't have helped that
Yeah, you just replace him too.
with a little robot like the
Yeah.
Schnooks ones
Yeah.
that go up the line.
Yes. So this is your choice. You get human element and that call on Saturday,
Yeah.
or you get robots and not that call on Saturday. Take your pick.
In tennis, they have. Can you do both? In tennis, they
Sure.
have the umpire,
You
but
would-
then,
you would-
but
you would
then
have
if you
both.
challenge,
You'd
but
have
you
both.
can't challenge balls and strikes. So that would be
No, you
tedious.
can. There is a quick way to do it.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay, because
Yep.
you can do
They're
it. In
trying
tennis.
it out. They're actually trying that out in I forgot what league they're doing it
Mm-hmm.
in. I think it's minors, but I can't remember if it's an independent league or if it's something else. But they are trying
Okay.
out that it's a really quick challenge.
Then that's
system
what I
too.
would want.
Yeah.
And you only have so many challenges.
We will talk to Matt Pauley when we come back. We are live from Norwood Hills for the Billiken Golf Classic, which is happening today. It's Amy Marks, Coors, Chris Ranji on KMOX.
This is Christina Strait with Strait Realty reminding you why pay more than 4. In 2003, we had a dream to start a real estate company that would revolutionize the real estate market. Now, 20 years later, after navigating through the many markets' ups and downs, we know exactly how to help you in this challenging time. I'm Christina Strait, owner of Strait Realty. Don't give away your hard-earned equity. Give us a call today, 314-441-4444, 314-441-all-4s. And remember, why pay more than 4?
Strait Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
A happy place comes in many colors. One that leaves you feeling refreshed. Something that gets you all fired up. Or gives you the space to chill. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
11:30. It's a cloudy sky. Currently 69 degrees downtown at the Arch. Columbia University canceled its large university-wide commencement ceremony today following weeks of pro-Palestinian protests that have roiled its campus and others across the U.S., but it says students will still be able to celebrate at a series of smaller school-based ceremonies this week and next. Voters in Illinois will see a number of non-binding referendums on the ballot in November, including one regarding election safety.
And this would provide for civil penalties to anybody that interferes with election workers' official duties. We all have seen in the news how people working at the polls are being targeted, and election officials are being targeted throughout the United States.
That's State Representative Jay Hoffman of Swansea, who says these ballot issues gave them an idea of how voters feel. A surcharge on an income over $1 million to give people property tax relief and requiring insurance companies to cover in vitro fertilization are other questions. Heavy rains ease around Houston, but flooding remains after hundreds of rescues and evacuations.
A 5-year-old boy riding in a car that was swept away in fast waters was killed. Harris County resident Greg Moss says when the waters started rising, he moved his camper to higher ground and is staying at a friend's house.
The problem is all the development further up north. They pave the roads and build houses and shopping centers and all that, and there's nowhere more for the dirt to absorb the water.
Houston is one of the most flood-prone metro areas in the country. The National Weather Service says that Lake Livingston, just north of Houston, received upwards of 23 inches of rain over the past week. In the Channel View area of Houston, school officials have canceled classes for today. I'm Donna Water.
We've got slow-moving roadwork on 141 going south at Conway Road. That's got the left lane closed. A crash in the left lane of 55 going north at 143. A bit of a backup there. 55 north at 143. Crash in the left lane. This afternoon, we've got a shower or two, but the clouds will break up for some sun as we go late this afternoon. High today, 78. For tonight, partly cloudy, low 66. A couple of strong thunderstorms late tonight, early tomorrow. Could produce damaging winds and flash flooding, but we will break for sunshine late tomorrow. High temperature, 85. Sponsored by Saks Financial. Right now, some clouds, 69 downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
A goal without a plan is just a wish. To get started on your retirement income plan, call Saks Financial today and live your best life now and in retirement. Saks Financial, the home of the retirement compensation plan at retiresafestl.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Just imagine being walked all over for 36 years. Who would do that? The great customers of Reinhold Flooring, that's who. For over 3.5 decades, Reinhold Flooring has been the mecca for carpet, hardwood, vinyl, laminate, and area rugs. Reinhold Flooring is customer-driven with a focus on top-quality products and installations from the best team in the business. So come on in and walk all over your next flooring at Reinhold Flooring. Visit them at 5429 Telegraph Road in St. Louis or online at reinholdflooring.com.
Your best friend deserves the best care. That's why your pet needs regular checkups and preventatives so they can keep running, playing, snuggling, and being part of your family. Your pet won't tell you when something is wrong, so the veterinarians at the Animal Medical Center of Mid-America are here to help. They provide comprehensive, compassionate care in a fear-free setting. Give your best friends the care they deserve. Go to amcma.org or 314-951-1534 to schedule a visit today.
Schedule your free tree inspection from Gamma Tree Experts now. I'm Tim Gamma. Our certified arborist and horticulturist are ready to meet you in preparation of the coming season. Winter is always hard on a lot of trees here in St. Louis. If you have a tree that you're really concerned about, let us come take a look at it for free. I'm Tim Gamma. Give me a call at 725-6159. That's 314-725-6159. Your trees deserve the best care from Gamma Tree Experts.
With the new year, it's time to make sure you have the best vision for 2024. That means scheduling your annual eye exam with Ophthalmology Associates. Call 314-966-5000.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends Mark and Neil Gelman from thegelmanteam.com. If you want immediate cash for your home or to see what your home is actually worth in today's market, find out for free from the local experts. That's my friends Mark and Neil Gelman at thegelmanteam.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been hurt on the job, you need the best. Onder Law. Hurt on the job? Call Onder Law today for a free review at 314 or 618-9000000.
Where opinions collide, laughter resonates, and the unexpected is always invited. The Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
Hi, I'm Paul Goldschmidt. I'm Cardinals outfielder Lars Nootbaar.
I'm Woodson Contreras. Now, Chris and Amy give you the birds.
I'm Adam Wainwright, and you're listening to the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
He struck him out, and the White Sox win the game.
You've got to be kidding me. After all of that, he's going to call a pitch off the plate. What a crazy, crazy game. And a crazy way to end.
CB Bucknor, the home plate umpire. Let's see.
Yep. Not even close.
You gotta be kidding me.
Tom Ackerman with Jim Edmonds on the TV call over the weekend, and that happening on Saturday night. Brutal finish to that game against the White Sox, and it is time to go to the Quiver River Electric guest line, and we bring in the sports fella, our guy, Matt Pauley.
Yo, Paulie! Paulie's a great name. Hey, watch your mouth, Paulie. Yo, Paulie! Listen, Paulie, you want to buy this car, you know?
Want me to get you beer, Paulie?
Come on, Paulie, why don't you screw your head on right? What'd you do for Paulie, anything?
Me, Paulie, I was responsible.
This is coming straight from the heart, Paulie.
Paulie, we're here because of you.
Matt Pauley. He's with us. Hey, Matt.
Pauley.
Matt, robot umpires right damn now.
Yeah, or the challenge system, something.
I like the challenge system.
Two very different things. The Cardinals did not lose that game because of CB Bucknor, but that call cannot happen in that moment.
CB Bucknor, we spend a lot of time complaining about umpire Angel Hernandez, who is terrible. He is routinely terrible.
And Joe West was that way, right?
Oh, Joe West. Yeah, not a fan at all. He was good, except he would hold grudges. Nice guy, though. Anyway.
Angel's a nice guy, too. That's the thing. CB, not as much.
CB that's what I was going to say here, is that CB Bucknor he could not be happier that Angel Hernandez exists, because it takes all the attention off how terrible he is. He is so bad. And does stuff like that in the worst possible moments.
It's remarkable, and obviously he has a deep history with the Cardinals. And you think about him not shaking hands with Ollie in spring training last year. Like, just how do you do as an umpire? How do you refuse to shake hands with a manager of a team and ever get to umpire a game involving that team again?
I don't know, but they will.
I mean,
There's nothing
isn't
you
there
do
some
about it.
kind of protocol with the league? There's
So
some
here-
level of professionalism
here's-
that has to
all
be
right.
maintained.
Here's what I'm going to tell you in my one experience with an umpire evaluator. So this was I cannot remember his name, but he happened to be sitting next to me in the booth one game, and he was there to evaluate the umpires on the field. And so he had a piece of paper to fill out, and I'm telling you, this guy. So this was several years ago, probably about 10 years ago, I guess. And this guy was not really watching the game. He was talking to all the other people in the booth. And then when the game was almost over, he took his little sheet and then whatever the rating number system was, he just gave everybody fives. Like if it was 1 through 5, everybody just got a 5. I'm like, you didn't watch this game.
Weird.
So I don't think there's any real evaluation that happens. And again, that's just one instance.
Yeah,
But
I would
don't
actually
really think
push
there's
back on that, Ronj. I think there is evaluation that occurs. There's somebody at every Cardinals game who's evaluating umpires, and they are engaged to the game.
So I just happened to see the one guy who wasn't.
Yeah, you saw the wrong
Okay.
guy. But the bottom line,
I
it
saw the
doesn't
wrong
matter.
guy.
There's
What
no
are the odds?
accountability for it. It doesn't matter what the evaluation form says. I think they're being evaluated, but a CB can get the report that says you're the worst umpire in the history of mankind. Oh, by the way, you still have a job.
Yeah, that's there's no recourse. There needs to be some kind of action. But I mean, let's get back to the real fundamental truth here. It isn't all about that call. They were in a moment where they could have tied the game very easily, bases loaded. So it was a huge call in a terrible moment. But they also didn't play very well over the weekend either.
It was a terrible weekend. To lose 2 of 3 to the White Sox is inexcusable. We talked about it beforehand, feeling like a must-win kind of weekend, and I'm not gonna back off of that simply because they didn't win. That is a terrible, terrible, terrible weekend, and they can't do that. They are a better team than that, and they got to find it because looking like that against the White Sox is not good.
So it's fair to ask this question, Matt. I know we're only in the first week of May, but are they better than that? And if they are, how much better?
Yeah, they are, because you look at these guys and their offensive numbers from last year. You don't forget to hit fastballs over 1 year. I don't understand why they're not hitting them this year, but they're not hitting them this year. The pitching is so much better than last year. The defense is better than last year. The base running is better than last year. If they could just be the offensive club that they were last year, this team would probably be in first place right now in a pretty not so great division. I have no clue what's going on. Don't ask me how you fix this, because I don't know what you do to fix it. But it is astounding that basically the entire lineup outside of Wilson Contreras and Nolan Arenado, to a certain extent, that nobody else is performing.
Yeah, I mean, but kind of to Ronj's question about are they better than that? They're not performing. They're not performing against anybody. So it's not like, well, they've just had some tough competition, which you kind of say at the beginning of the season when the Cardinals took on the Dodgers out of the gate. You're like, well, it's no easy task to come out of the gate and face the Dodgers. But now this is the White Sox, and this is kind of that test. And no one can fix it except themselves. And if they don't fix it, then you have to move on from some people, right?
Yeah, it can't keep going down this path and everybody keeps their jobs. And sometimes you make change and they're cosmetic. People are calling for Turner Ward, the hitting coach, to be fired. That may happen, because if you keep not hitting, at some point there's almost like a sacrificial lamb for it. But I don't think that really changes anything. It's change for change's sake, which I'm not a big fan of. But at some point, again, you can't just keep doing the exact same thing every single day. And when you lose 2 out of 3 to a White Sox team that had 3 wins all season against teams not named the Tampa Bay Rays, that's a bad weekend.
It's this just kind of underscores the whole thing, because look, you can lose a series at any moment, even the really bad teams. It happens to the best. But when you're struggling as the Cardinals are, this is just one of those times you don't want to drop 2 of 3. And the series started right after The Athletic wrote a piece about every team in baseball and gave a reason for optimism and a reason for pessimism for each team. So all 30 teams. And here was their reason for optimism for the White Sox. It was basically, well, they have good food at the ballpark. I'm not kidding. They said they have a campfire milkshake, a chocolate shake with graham crackers, whipped cream, chocolate, and toasted marshmallow on top. They didn't say a word about any of the players. That's how bad the White Sox are. And the Cardinals go in and they look the way they did, other than Friday night, and they dropped 2 of 3. Just
Well,
it
it's
just
not
really
like Friday
felt
night
like
was
the
a
worst
good
possible
offensive
time.
night either. It was just
no,
a really
you got
good
Sonny Gray
performance from
pitching,
Sonny
who's great.
Gray.
Yeah, Sonny Gray's incredible.
Exactly.
So I don't know. They've got the Mets here, and the Mets are not what they thought they were going to be with a huge payroll. So that series will get going tonight. It is a 5:50 pregame show. First pitch at 6:45. Kyle Gibson and Sean Manaea. What can you say about this series?
You got to win it. If you lose this series, then I think that's when changes probably end up happening. And I won't know what.
If you had to guess, Matt, do you think that hitting coach is the first place they would go if they do make a change?
I do, but also yesterday in the postgame, Oliver Marmol said glowing things about the 3 coaches that are part of the hitting group, including Turner Ward. So what Ollie essentially did by doing that yesterday is, if there is a change with any of those coaches, it becomes very clear that that's not an Ollie decision. That's a decision above his head.
Well, let me ask you this then, Matt. Is it entirely up to Ollie what happens with his coaching staff?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
If John Mozeliak wants to change the hitting coach, he goes and changes the hitting coach.
If the Cardinals lose this series and the team is discussing whether or not to make changes, does last year come into play? Like, we wouldn't make changes this early, except for last year was bad too. Do you know what I mean? Or do you see it as its own?
I think I see it as its own, but like the thing with last year was, at this point of the season, there was still like this overwhelming confidence and belief from people like me that, oh, they're going to get this thing turned around. There's no way that they don't. Because last year happened, that confidence for people like me doesn't exist as much. So I think I'm not trying to speak out both sides of my mouth, but it's really both things. Like, this season is its own thing, and I'm not going to make decisions this season because of last season. But because of last season, my confidence level on a turnaround is a little bit lower.
Matt Pauley, last question for you as we say goodbye here. We were talking about the Battlehawks over the weekend, drawing really just under 33,000 people to that building to watch a UFL game. Mike Florio over the weekend, in fact, yesterday, writing a piece that St. Louis should be considered by the NFL if they ever do expand. What are your thoughts on that? Would you welcome it, or are you one of these folks who says, I'm done with the NFL, I don't want to deal with them here in St. Louis?
I would welcome it. I would want to have an owner that I could trust as a St. Louisan. I would love to have the NFL back in St. Louis. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. You don't go pay almost $1 billion to a city and then give them a team back. I think we all know that St. Louis deserves to have the NFL, that St. Louis got a really, really, really raw deal. We'd have to go down the path of how in the world would a new stadium get built. We're in an age right now where taxpayers do not want to, and I think the government locally in the city of St. Louis is even less accommodating to teams than previous governments. So there'd be a lot of logistics to work through if we ever got that point. But the baseline question, yes, I would still support the NFL in St. Louis.
Talk to you soon, Matt.
All right.
Tonight.
Yo, Paulie, your sister's with me. I'll call you back later. See ya.
5:50 pregame show. First pitch at 6:45. It is the Cardinals and the Mets. You can hear it right here on KMOX. In the next hour, we will talk to Rebecca Tillett. She is the head coach of the women's team for St. Louis University. Katie Shields and Kevin Kalish, women's and men's soccer coaches, are going to join us. We are live at the Billikens Golf Classic at Norwood Hills. Chris and Amy on KMOX.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Make reservations for the 2024 Women of Achievement Award Luncheon, presented by KMOX. The award luncheon takes place Tuesday, May 14th at the Ritz-Carlton, St. Louis, and celebrates 10 outstanding volunteers from across the St. Louis metropolitan region. Doors open at 11:15, and the luncheon runs till 1:30. Reservations are $60 per person. Sign up now and find out more details at KMOX.com/events.
Hi, this is Ken Newbold at Newbold Toyota and Newbold BMW. I am so confident that my team will take care of every one of your service and sales needs. I'll give you my cell phone, 618-791-5470. Newbold Toyota or newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
Whether you're looking to fill low spots in your lawn, backfill that new retaining wall, or mulch your trees and flower beds, St. Louis Composting has the compost, soil, or mulch you need to help your plants and garden look its very best. Visit our website, stlcompost.com, for more information.
We're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark scores, because life is too short for boring radio. Let the excitement begin.
So last night I was very excited to watch the new Jerry Seinfeld movie about the history of Pop-Tarts. It's called
Unfrosted.
Unfrosted, that's what it's called. Okay, first of all, would have been helpful to know going into it that it is not actually about the history of Pop-Tarts. It's a satire. The whole thing is a parody of the cereal wars in the 1960s and really the role that type of breakfast food played in that era. So I didn't know that because within a few minutes I realized, oh, this is this is not real.
No.
I thought it was, honest to goodness, if you're like, well, why would Jerry Seinfeld make a history of Pop-Tarts? Well, yeah, I thought it was weird too, but I thought maybe he would do it in a really clever, fun way. You know, the foods that built America, that type of thing. No, it's a complete parody, a complete satire. So the whole history of the war between Kellogg's and Post is made up. It is a star-studded cast. However, it was both so bizarre and goofy. It was silly like a kids movie, like very silly like a kids movie, but almost so silly that at times I was bored.
Okay.
And the only reason I kept watching, I mean, you had Jerry Seinfeld, Hugh Grant, Melissa McCarthy, Jim Gaffigan, Bill Burr, Amy Schumer, Christian Slater,
John Hamm's in it.
John Hamm. I mean, everyone.
St. Louis and Cedric the Entertainer. Peter Dinklage.
Yeah. Dan Levy.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
Levy.
Okay. Anyway, that's why I kept watching it, but it was weird. Like I was bored, but also wondering what I was watching.
All right. I wasn't, I don't know if bored is the right word. The first time I saw the trailer for it a while back, I thought, I do. This is something that will probably appeal to me because it looks silly and I want to see it. And then I read some of the reviews, and over the last few days, it was getting kind of torched by a lot of different reviewers. Richard Roper, for example, he lit it up quite a bit. And I wondered, okay, is this just a response from people who hated the Seinfeld tirade? I don't know if you want to call it a tirade, but his rant against woke PC culture and how you can't be funny anymore and it's ruining sitcoms, which was just complete nonsense. So I wondered if it was a response to that. I watched it for myself because I had the same curiosity. And I
was
thought,
looking forward to it. I had only heard good things.
There were a lot of my kind of humor, silly moments in it that I enjoyed.
Yes.
But just for those moments there, I didn't think the whole thing was good. I didn't think it was terrible. If you look at if you just look at the reviews it has so far, so Rotten Tomatoes has it as at a 49%, which is not good.
Yeah.
IMDb has it at a 5.6. So I think people kind of feel the way I feel about it. Fine, not awful, not the worst thing you've ever seen, but it also, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite.
There were moments, that I laughed out loud, and I thought that's funny. But then I would immediately feel almost like I was watching a kid's movie, where the acting or the lines are so cheesy and not necessarily original. That's why I feel confused. I don't know how I feel after watching it.
Final hour of the show is coming up, 314-436-7900. It's Amy Marks, Kors, and Chris Ranji from the Billiken Golf Classic. We are live at Norwood Hills. This is KMOX.
Do you feel like you're going through life clouded by doubt? Talk to California Psychics. Our trusted and accurate psychics are available 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Download the app or connect with us at CaliforniaPsychics.com. Right now, new customers get 80% off their first reading. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best. And if you have had somebody build a fence or a deck or something for you that was kind of on the cheap, you know what I mean when I say that Chesterfield Fence and Deck is a true value, because they're not going to be your cheapest bid, but they're going to be the best quality project that's going to last for years to come. So you don't have to chase somebody down the next season and say, hey, this is splintering and warping. No, you are going to have an amazing patio, pergola, deck, fence, gate. Whatever they install for you, it will be top notch. If you have ideas, please bring it to them, or they do free project design, free in-home estimates, or feel free to stop by Chesterfield Fence and Deck's extensive showroom to really get an idea of all the things that they can do for you. You can also do financing with them, and if you mention me, Debbie Monterey, they'll offer you 48 months interest-free financing. It's Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best. Find them online at chesterfieldfence.com.
KMOX, KECK HD2, K254CR St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis, KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of $10 Gold Liberty coins from the late 1800s to early 1900s has been found. These gorgeous Gold Liberty coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available in any specific date. Coin experts are calling the secret U.S. gold coin discovery a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you can own a piece of the hoard. When you call, you are guaranteed a specific date Gold Liberty struck at the iconic Philadelphia Mint. With limited availability, you must call now. These historic dated gold coins are still in uncirculated condition with brilliant luster. That's anywhere from 117 to 144 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-574-6468. Call now and you'll receive a free bonus, a $50 value free with every order. Call 1-800-574-6468 now to secure your $10 Gold Liberty coins before they sell out. That's 1-800-574-6468.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news, KMOX.
At 12 noon, cloudy skies, 70 degrees downtown at the Arch.
KMOX is covering breaking news.
The Hamas militant group says it has accepted an Egyptian-Qatari ceasefire proposal to halt the 7-month war with Israel. It issued a statement today saying its supreme leader had delivered the news in a phone call with Qatar's prime minister and Egypt's intelligence minister. The two Middle Eastern nations have been mediating months of talks between Israel and Hamas. There was no immediate comment from Israel. The announcement comes hours after Israel ordered Palestinians to begin evacuating the southern Gaza town of Rafah ahead of an Israeli military operation. Israel says Rafah is Hamas's last stronghold. What a judge's gag order on Donald Trump means in his hush money case.
Virtually every day in his hush money criminal trial, Donald Trump talks about how he can't talk about it
because of an unconstitutional gag order.
The order bars him from making out-of-court public comments on witnesses, jurors, and some others. The judge found that the former president, who is the Republican frontrunner for the office again, repeatedly violated the order, and he fined Trump $9,000. The judge also warned that jail could follow if he keeps it up. The order does not stop Trump from talking about the allegations against him or commenting on the judge or the elected top prosecutor in this case, and it doesn't stop him from testifying in court if he chooses. Julie Walker, New York.
With 2 weeks left in session, some wonder what could still cross the legislative finish line in Missouri. State senators are poised to start work on their version of the budget this week. Senate Minority Floor Leader John Rizzo of Independence says anything is possible.
My years down here, I've seen a bill in the last week of session, dead on Tuesday, back on Wednesday, dead on Thursday, and on the governor's desk on Friday.
Missouri's next budget is due on the governor's desk by 6 p.m. Friday. If you've been thinking about donating to local nonprofits, the time has come. The region's 11th annual Give STL Day is coming back on May 9th. Early giving is already open. The St. Louis Community Foundation created the day to do something special for over 1,000 local nonprofits. Here's CEO and President Dr. Kelvin Adams.
Quite frankly, nonprofits are so key to what we do in this community. I don't know that we can do some of the kinds of things we do without having the kind of nonprofits we have that are really dedicated to providing services and support.
Adams says St. Louis has proven to be a giving community. If you want to learn more, give stlday.org. The KMOX Business Desk, some advice from a former executive.
Not known how execs at Starbucks feel about this. Former CEO Howard Schultz is saying publicly what he thinks Starbucks should be doing better right now. On LinkedIn, Schultz has written that the company needs to own its shortcomings, that there must be contrition and renewed discipline. He also writes that management needs to change its mobile payment platform. All this follows last week's objectively terrible earnings report featuring Starbucks' first sales decline since COVID first hit. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel's up 102 points to 38,778. Road work on 141 going south at Big Bend. The left lane is closed. Also 141 south at Conway. The left lane is closed. And road work on 55 north before McNutt. That's got the left lane closed there.
Remaining cloudy through early afternoon with a shower. Clouds break for some sun later this afternoon, high 78. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight, low 66. Watch out for strong thunderstorms very late tonight and tomorrow morning. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
We've got clouds across the region. It's 70 in Florissant, 70 St. Peter's, and right now 70 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Express Employment Professionals.
If you're ready for a new job, let Express Employment Professionals help you. Express is your one connection for a summer job in a variety of industries. Job seekers never pay a fee at Express. Go to expresspros.com to find your location. That's expresspros.com.
The Chris and Amy Show, sponsored by the St. Louis Cardinals. KMOX Day returns to Busch Stadium May 8th. For details, go to cardinals.com/theme. Time to rewind. It's the Chris and Amy Rewind Recap.
From the Billikens Golf Classic at Norwood Hills, we continue our show today. We go until 1 o'clock, then Dave Glover will take over. So it's been a very heavy SLU day today, and heavy in a good way. We got a lot of SLU basketball we're talking about because it does appear to be an exciting era of SLU athletics that we are getting into here over the next several weeks and months. And we talked to Chris May about some of the challenges. And Chris is the athletic director for SLU. So he has brought in, for example, Josh Schertz, the new men's basketball coach. And because of all the transfers and, NIL situation and how easy it is for players to get into the portal, talking about some of the difficulties of navigating NIL now.
It's just different. I mean, we're in that space pretty heavily right now in at our level.
Yeah.
But it's something that everyone is dealing with. And so it's just another part of the equation. You hire high-end coaches, you give them the assets, the resources to go in play. NIL is just one of them. NIL, facilities, how they travel, how they eat, all these things, how they're going to play. Josh, you'll have Josh on. He'll talk about NIL is clearly important, but how are they going to play? What playing time are they going to get? Who are we going to play? We've had parents ask, what's your television package, so they know that they can watch their student athletes play. In addition to, they always know they can hear them on KMOX.
It is a different world. I'm not necessarily sure it's worse. I don't think that you can say that it is. And I envision there will be some tweaks to the way things are done. Overall, though, I think it is a good thing that some players have some agency and some ability to move if they want to, because coaches have had that ability. Coaches for years can, whenever they want to, just say, all right, I'm done now. I'm going to another university. But players haven't had that same sort of thing. So I think coaches, athletic departments will learn how to navigate all of this. It'll be difficult for a while.
Yeah, I think obviously they're still learning, especially with the contracts and the NIL and the money that's involved. I do think it's going to be pretty messy. Some people seem to be more cynical about it than others, but just going back to Coach Josh Schertz joining the Billikens and the university knowing, okay, when we look at certain coaches, there is a good chance other dominoes will fall, meaning other players will come with the coach. And that's interesting that's what they're looking at. Josh Schertz said he knew he had in his mind some idea of which players he thought might go with him if he were to leave. And again, like you said, they couldn't do that before, which did always strike me as, I hate using the word unfair, but it did strike me as...
But it is. That's the right word.
Because so many times in the recruiting process, the coach, the personality, that relationship is such a huge element, such a huge component of why a player wants to play at that university. So imagine you are a highly sought after athlete. You pick your university because you're like, you know what? There are other universities, reasons why I might want to go there. But this coach, I like him. I trust him. I'm going to go there. And then that guy leaves. I would feel betrayed in a way.
But that is exactly it. I can't disagree with any of that. And that's the way it had been for years. And now players have a little bit more authority, which is a good thing. And like I said, coaches and athletic departments will figure it out. And if they don't, then they'll lose their jobs. and they'll fall by the wayside, and somebody else will come in and hopefully do a better job. And we, as Amy mentioned, we talked to Josh Schertz about the way things are going now in the different landscape in sports.
I mean, it used to be that you'd finish a season and you could, have a little bit of time to decompress. You might have a couple visits, but you were, you might go on a vacation. That doesn't happen anymore. You basically transition straight from playing. We weren't done playing, but we're still doing Zooms with recruits, and you're trying to, get things going. It is, you're threading needles. And with the transfer portal, with the players having the ability to, to leave every single year, and then with an NIL, like an unregulated salary cap, it's recruiting is very difficult. We're really fortunate that we had a few guys that decided that they want to be a part of the program, and they could certainly have made a lot more money on the open market.
I do think that men's basketball is going to be a spectacle. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to having him here. It's nice to have Josh Schertz here.
Yeah.
It's nice to have Robbie Avila here. The new Isaiah Swope's another kid that's transferred over. So SLU basketball should at minimum be fun, and Schertz is a very good coach.
Well, and
very good.
And we're talking, men's and women's, because this is a pivotal moment for Billiken basketball. We mentioned Josh Schertz plus Robbie Avila, Isaiah Swope. That completely changes the landscape. At the women's side, you have Coach Rebecca Tillett and the women's
who will join
team
us next,
winning the NIL championship the same year that Caitlin Clark has brought more eyeballs to women's basketball than ever before. That is a great thing. You couldn't have better timing.
No, it'll be. I'm really looking forward to athletics there. It's going to be cool. Also, last thing, we talked to Matt Pauley after the Cardinals had themselves a difficult series over the weekend against a terrible White Sox team.
It was a terrible weekend, and to lose 2 of 3 to the White Sox is inexcusable. We talked about it beforehand, feeling like a must-win kind of weekend, and I'm not gonna back off of that simply because they didn't win. That is a terrible, terrible, terrible weekend, and they can't do that. They are a better team than that, and they got to find it, because looking like that against the White Sox is not good.
4 terribles.
4 terribles. I had the caller to the old station I used to work for. He'd say, "This is hot garbage."
Yeah.
That's what it was over the weekend.
Ugh.
Well, hoping for better against the Mets starting tonight.
Yeah, I hope so. No one knows how bad the White Sox are more than you do.
No, I'm an expert.
You're an expert at how bad they are. Not great.
Hot garbage.
Yeah, not great to lose.
No,
to
it's
that.
all right, though.
Is it?
I don't know.
Were they?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. This is not good.
They won the
This
game
is
I
not
went
good.
to Friday night.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny Gray is phenomenal. He
Yeah.
is such a good pitcher.
I
Cardinals
still-
are really lucky that he's around. They just need a little bit of help. They need a little offensive help.
Yeah, and I will say, okay, we'll talk about this later. I
Yeah.
mean, a later date. Ryan Helsley, I'm still uncomfortable with the Trevor Hoffman Hells
Hey,
bells.
you know what? I said that. I'm the one who told you that this was
No.
a problem, Amy.
I think I
from
came
the
up
start.
with this idea on
You
my own.
absolutely did not.
I was torn. I was in
This
the
was
stadium.
me.
They turned the lights off, the Hells bells, the fire, and I'm thinking this is so cool. But I
No.
don't know that you can do
You
that.
can't.
You can't do it.
It's a cool visual. You just can't.
It's
do
like
it.
you can't be
It's
Enter
taken.
Sandman.
No, exactly.
If anyone played Enter Sandman, you would say, "Look at this guy."
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know.
His last name's Hell. I know what his last name is. You got to pick a different song. Sorry. I'm sorry. That is my pet
Highway to Hell.
Fine. There you go. That's it.
Highway to Hell.
Hey, Rebecca Tillett is going to join us next. She is the head women's basketball coach here at St. Louis University. So she will join the show when we come back. We are live at Norwood Hills for the Billiken Golf Classic. It's Amy Markscores and Chris Ranji on KMOX.
This is Tom Ackerman, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler, and me on Cardinals Conversations, our KMOX.com podcast page, a Cardinals Therapy podcast just recorded. Cardinals Conversations at KMOX.com.
Just a reminder to have your air conditioner checked for the summer so you don't have a mishap and it goes down in the hottest day of the year. But it's always best to have it done. Call us and we'll be more than happy to come out there and check it for you. And like always, if you're having your furnace checked by another company and you are told that this is the year you need to replace it, call me for a second opinion. The 0% interest is still available on most brands. Save your cash and keep your credit cards open and away from those high rates. Call me. You'll be glad you did. Bart Inman, one easy number in Missouri and Illinois. The easiest. It is 314-293-2600 or on the website bartinman.com. Now that's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
You entrusted a nursing home with the care of a loved one, but they violated that trust. If your family member has been the victim of nursing home neglect, call Onder Law at 844-BED-SORE.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
If you want jazz music, go to New Orleans. Bagels, New York. And for psychics, think California Psychics. You want the best, you go to the best. At California Psychics, home of free spirits and open minds, we know better than anyone what makes a good psychic. That's why we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Cardinal Cowboy here for Renner Garage Door, serving St. Louis and surrounding areas since 1966. We does all applications, the garage door and LiftMaster openers. RENNER, forward and back. RennerDoorSTL.com. Renner, the garage door company that does. Giddy up!
Before you sell your home, consider your options. This is Debbie Monterey, and for years I've been telling you about St. Louis's real estate expert Gloria Liu, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria is an expert in selling homes for the most money because she has the guarantees, the buyers, and different solutions for every type of seller. She recently provided a family multiple cash offers in minutes so they could move quickly with no showings, no costly repairs, no hassles. Not everyone is looking for multiple cash offers. That's why Gloria will sell your home at your agreed upon price, or she'll buy it. Her name says it all. Your Home Sold Guaranteed. Regardless of whether you're looking for multiple cash offers or you want to use her Guaranteed Sold program to ensure you get the most money possible, call the agent I would trust to sell my home, Gloria Liu, at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or find her online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
What drives you? At 303 Car Care, we're driven to put the best detailing products in your hands. We create every formula, fill every bottle, and test every batch of 303 at our Chicago headquarters, always with quality in mind. From cleaners and coatings to our flagship aerospace protectant, you can trust that every 303 product does what the label says it's going to do. That's because 303 is driven by quality. Available at most auto retailers and Amazon.
Diverse opinions, mutual respect. That's the politics you'll find at KMOX. Your connection to St. Louis and the region.
What a display of energy and effort for SLU. The St. Louis Billikens win it. 11 of their last 12 games to take home the WNIT championship.
We want to do big things together, and we just did.
It's a beautiful sound. Chris Ranji, Amy Mark scores with you from Norwood Hills Country Club for the Billikens Golf Classic, and that was the women's Billikens basketball team winning the NIL championship. And joining us now is Coach Rebecca Tillett. Coach Tillett, probably still feels good to hear that, I imagine.
Hi, Chris and Amy. Always great to be with you. And yes, it still feels good. You can still kind of put yourself back in that moment with the women and just see their faces and all that they'd worked so hard to achieve together.
You win the NIT. The team has been doing well. You were with us at the Student Center when we did the show, oh gosh, I don't know, back in January or February. And this was a culmination of all of that. And we have talked to you a number of times. Did it feel like it was going that direction? Did you feel like everything was heading to a point where maybe there'd be something real and tangible that you could show for all that work?
Great question. I think there were moments of, real searching for us as a group because we felt all along like we had the right people in the room and we could figure this out together. And yet we hit some real moments of adversity. And I think around the time I talked to you guys back then was when we were starting to figure it out. And then approaching the A-10 tournament, we felt like we had so much momentum and then had an injury in the semis that just really shook us. And then when the opportunity arose to, go and compete for the WNIT, I think we were just so committed to one another and driven and had the best chemistry of the year in those final 6 games.
We just spoke with the men's new basketball coach, Coach Josh Schertz, and he was saying, really, you used to have a little bit of downtime in the spring, but now the spring is almost busier than the season for coaches. Has that been true for you so far?
There is truth to that. I think I look at it in 2 ways, right? One is the spring is time to be a little bit creative, right? With your team, the time that you have with them in the gym to kind of figure out what next season is going to look like and who's going to take on new roles. So I love that part of it. In the recruiting space, it is fast. It is a really fast-paced environment. We're really excited. We, officially announced 2 new additions just about a week ago. And then yet we still have a little bit more room. So like Coach Schertz, we'll be continuing to look in the portal or any freshmen that maybe, fell through the cracks.
Well, speaking of those new additions, what do fans need to know about them and how maybe this team, this upcoming season, will look different than the championship team you had?
Yeah, I think we're really excited. We have a transfer from Syracuse. She would like to be called Mar. Mar is 65. Really, really excited about the size and presence that she has. And even more impressively, just in our recruiting conversations, there's some young people. I don't know that I was one of these young people. It's just a sophomore in college know what an impact they want to make on the world. And that's Mar. So I think having people like that in your organization is only going to help us elevate. And then Maya Glanton from Indiana State. I know Indiana State must be, they're a little bit tired of us Billikens right now with the men's side and us. But she was our leading scorer, leading rebounder. So we get her for 1 year, and she's from East St. Louis. So bringing her home, and she's really passionate about, competing for a championship with our group.
So, Rebecca, when we had you, a few months ago talking about, it was kind of that Caitlin Clark effect, right? That people were paying attention to the sport more so than they ever have. And even after South Carolina won the NCAA tournament, Dawn Staley gave her credit. I think she I don't know if she used the word single-handedly, but sort of alluded to the fact that what she had done had put that sport in such a huge position. Have you noticed with the success of your team, how well your team was playing and the added interest in college basketball that you were seeing some effects from that?
Absolutely. I think first, just, in terms of Caitlin Clark, I think one of the big questions since the last time we all spoke was, will it translate to the WNBA? And it's doing exactly that. I mean, they're having to move games to larger venues to accommodate the tickets that, opposing places are moving. The Mystics, which is, where I'm originally from, they're moving the game to another venue. So I think, that was a big question. Will it translate to WNBA, which is great for women's sports? I saw a quote from Sue Bird this morning talking about, investors. And if you took the word women's off the beginning of sports right now and people were looking at the growth magnitude, would they readily invest, right? Because it's trending all in the right direction. And then I think for us, where we see it, we certainly saw like increase in season ticket sales, and we want to kind of blow that number out of the water. And then just it helps us in recruiting, right? The more success we have, the more people talk about women's basketball. And thank you both for always being so excited, to have us on and talk to us about the growth of the game. I think all of that is really important for our long-term success here. And St. Louis is known for their fans. We need more fans in our seats.
I was telling Amy earlier today that over the weekend I saw a guy wearing a Caitlin Clark shirt, and I don't know if I've been thinking about this. I don't know if I've ever seen it. I don't know if I've ever seen. Typically, men don't wear shirts of women's athletes. I've not seen it before, and I'm wondering if that's just an indication, and it's only one person, but I'm wondering if it's an indication of maybe some sort of corner being turned, that now people are really truly interested in women's sports, and it's not just her necessarily.
I think you're right. And I think, she is going to go down as a generational athlete who had a massive impact on the game. And you see that happening in college game too. Like we just released for St. Louis that we're going to have a campus NIL store, so people can buy the jerseys of our athletes, and then they'll receive, NIL compensation for that. So same thing. I really hope next year, a lot of these young fans that come to our game, you'll see them wearing our women's jerseys. And now there's that opportunity in this time in sports to do that.
Oh, that's very cool. I guess I didn't think, sorry, when you say a campus NIL store, meaning this has to be separate, is like that the rules that it's a separate store, or just that the product will be in the store?
The name of the company that's doing it is called Campus Inc. So that's the connection there.
Okay.
Yep.
And so just a portion of the jersey sales will go to the player.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. You've never been able to, up until that point, go into a bookstore, campus store, whatever. And this goes for any place. And the first time I had seen this, I have a friend whose son plays at basketball at KU, and she was very proud, taking photos of his jersey, hanging up in the store that you could buy. And it had not been that way up until now. So this is crazy. As difficult as it can be to navigate, Rebecca, the NIL situation, there are also some benefits to it. How have you viewed that situation since you have been coaching?
Yeah, great question. I think for us, for one, opportunities for student athletes to earn, I think we've talked about it in the past. Like if a student was a musician in college and they were pursuing their education and they were also a great artist, they could, profit off of that. And I think so we're obviously now in that space now. I do think it's new for all of us to navigate. I think it's a really incredible opportunity for student athletes. And I think sometimes when people initially hear it, they just want to back away from it, right? Like, I can't believe we're going that route. But there are also educational opportunities within this. Students are learning about contracts. Students are learning how to negotiate. All of that happens no matter the size of the deal. So I think there's real educational opportunities here for student athletes.
Coach Tillett, I know we talk about what athletes do in the off season to improve, get better for the next season. What do you do as a coach to prepare yourself to make sure you are ready to go at the cutting edge, whatever it needs to be?
Yeah, I think for me personally, and even our staff, like there's a creativity element that comes with when we are at our best. And so how do you get your mind going? And so one thing I did last year was really try to watch championship games from different conferences right when the season had died down and I could really, focus. I want to do that again. Just this week, the whole staff met and we were actually watching, some of UConn men's basketball. Somebody had put out some content about their plays, and so just watching to see, is there something we want to steal? Is there something we already do that could be even better for us? And then I think just investing in the depth of the relationships with our student athletes and staff, because when those relationships are really solid and we've got great chemistry, then you're able to compete for championships and bring everybody to the end of the goal of the season, which is a dream to do that and see the confetti fall.
Rebecca Tillett, congratulations again on winning the NIT. We will, I'm sure, talk to you again before next season gets underway. We appreciate it always. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you both so much. And I have to tell you, I was driving to work with my daughter and heard you guys, and we were listening. I was like, I know those guys. So super cool. Thanks for all you do.
Hold on. Was she impressed?
She was very impressed, actually. She was very impressed.
Really?
Well,
really?
Yes.
Okay.
There's one.
There's one. We got one.
We got one.
Super fan out there.
Did you tell her to download the free Odyssey
Oh
app
my
on her
gosh.
phone?
I'm going to do that. I'm going to tell her right after school today. I'll let her know.
That's
All right,
awesome.
great. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you so much.
Thank you both. Bye-bye.
Rebecca Tillett, head women's basketball coach for St. Louis University. She's the best, man. All right, so when we come back, we are going to visit with both the women's and men's coaches for St. Louis University soccer. Katie Shields and Kevin Kalish will be here. We are live at Norwood Hills Country Club for the Billiken Golf Classic. It's Amy Marks, Kors, and Chris Ranji on KMOX.
15 years ago, we were adding on to our home. And so I convinced Sean we should update the kitchen.
We did some research and we decided to go with 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. Their reputation was phenomenal. To design, do the construction and the finish work, what we wanted was what we got from start to finish. So fast forward 15 years, our family's changed. We've gotten bigger.
There just wasn't the space in the kitchen anymore. People were banging into each other.
We decided 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. Here's the problem. What are our solutions? Comparing working with 3-Day Kitchen and Bath 15 years ago, today, their ability to design what you want was the same.
Everything has been what I want.
The quality of 3-Day Kitchen and Bath, I think, is phenomenal. The countertops and the cabinets that they use are great. They were just good guys doing good work.
For more about your new kitchen or bath, visit 3daykitchen.com.
3-Day Kitchen and Bath.
This is Christina Straight with Straight Realty reminding you why pay more than $4. In 2003, we had a dream to start a real estate company that would revolutionize the real estate market. Now, 20 years later, after navigating through the many markets' ups and downs, we know exactly how to help you in this challenging time. I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. Don't give away your hard-earned equity. Give us a call today, 314-441-4444, 314-441-all-4s. And remember, why pay more than $4?
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
12:30, cloudy sky, 72 degrees downtown at the Arch, sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts, michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
CBS News special report. Hamas has agreed to a ceasefire proposal from Egypt and Qatar to halt the 7-month war with Israel. News of Hamas's announcement sent people in Rafah cheering in the streets. The announcement comes after a long-promised ground invasion that could have been imminent.
The Palestinian Islamist group issued its statement hours after Israel instructed around 100,000 civilians to evacuate part of the southern city of Rafah ahead of a ground incursion.
The BBC's John Shea.
The proposal is understood to involve a temporary truce and the release of some Israeli hostages. It's not clear if Israel has accepted the terms.
In recent days, Egyptian and Hamas officials have said the ceasefire would take place in a series of stages, in which Hamas would release hostages it is holding in exchange for Israeli troop pullbacks from Gaza. The war began October 7th when Hamas attacked southern Israel, and Israel says militants still hold around 100 hostages and the remains of more than 30 others. CBS News special report. I'm Matt Piper.
The Cardinals managed just a single run on 4 hits on Sunday afternoon, a Wilson Contreras home run, the lone offense for the Redbirds, as they fall 5-1 to the White Sox. The White Sox win the weekend series at Busch Stadium. Cardinals open a series tonight with the Mets. It's a 5:50 pregame show here on KMOX. Our Redbird Report is sponsored by Aloha Pools USA. Win big with a pool or spa at AlohaPoolsUSA.com. I'm Joe Pott, KMOX Sports.
We've got some utility work happening on 55 going northbound at Gasconade, and those crews are in the left lane. Emergency vehicles are on 270 going southbound at 370. That's got the right lane blocked. There's some road work on 55 going north at Lindbergh. That has the left lane closed. And we've got the entrance ramp closed to crash on 70 going eastbound at Jennings Station Road.
This afternoon, clouds will stick around. A shower or two also. Clouds will break for some sun, we hope, this afternoon. High 78 today for overnight tonight. Low 66. A couple of strong thunderstorms late tonight, early tomorrow, but we'll break for some sunshine late tomorrow. High temperature 85. Sponsored by Nicholas D'Alba Real Estate. Right now, cloudy and 72 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Nick D'Alba with Nicholas D'Alba Real Estate. Are you selling your home? As a full-service broker with 35 years of real estate experience, we are positioned to beat the competition on price and service. Visit nickdalba.com to schedule a consultation so we can discuss why now is the best time to sell your home with Nicholas D'Alba Real Estate.
Meet me at the Muni in Forest Park.
The Muni's epic 106th season begins June 17th. The summer includes Les Miserables, Dreamgirls, Disney's The Little Mermaid, Fiddler on the Roof, Waitress, In the Heights, and Anything Goes. See all 7 Broadway hits for as low as $126. For tickets, visit muni.org.
The Muni in Forest Park.
I see clearly now, thanks to the doctors, Birdie, Malhotra, Brusati, Royer, and Barry. You can too. Go to youridoc.com.
A happy place comes in many colors. One that leaves you feeling refreshed. Something that gets you all fired up. Or gives you the space to chill. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Your best friend deserves the best care. That's why your pet needs regular checkups and preventatives so they can keep running, playing, snuggling, and being part of your family. Your pet won't tell you when something is wrong, so the veterinarians at the Animal Medical Center of Mid-America are here to help. They provide comprehensive, compassionate care in a fear-free setting. Give your best friends the care they deserve. Go to amcma.org or 314-951-1534 to schedule a visit today.
Hey, it's Tom Ackerman for the Bath Authority. If your bath or shower is old, outdated, has mold or mildew, broken tiles, you have to call my friends at the Bath Authority. They provide the highest quality bathroom remodeling products along with a world-class customer service experience. It comes with a lifetime warranty, and they can install it in as little as 1 day. Call 314-347-0410. Get $1,500 off a new shower or bath, plus 36 months interest-free financing. TheBathAuthority.com.
Quality windows deserve quality service. Ampella Windows and Doors of St. Louis is here to make your window buying journey easy. Enjoy concierge-level service from knowledgeable advisors, along with windows that are tailor-made for you and savings that make a difference. Get 20% off qualifying Pella projects or 0% APR for 60 months. Offer ends May 31st. From consultation to installation, we handle all the details for you. Get started at pellabranch.com/St. Louis. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
Your home of the Cardinals.
Arenado swings and hits it deep to left field. That ball is out of here.
The Billikens.
Jumper. Yes! Billikens win!
The Chiefs.
Touchdown! Kansas City!
We are America's sports voice. KMOX.
At the Billikens Golf Classic in Norwood Hills, it is Chris and Amy on KMOX. We've got tickets to see Chelsea Handler at the Stiefel Theater. We'll be giving those away before the show is over today, so you want to be listening for your chance to win. Now we are joined here by both soccer coaches for St. Louis University. Katie Shields on the women's side is here. Kevin Kalish is here for the men's side. It's good to have you. How are you guys doing?
Great. Thanks so much for having us.
Well, we're excited to have you. This is I grew up watching a lot of soccer because I grew up in a soccer city, Granite City right across the river. So we were really into it. I wasn't very good, so I didn't play. But the popularity of the sport now, with MLS being as popular as it is, does it seem like from a coaching perspective that more people, more kids are interested in the sport of soccer than maybe it was, 10 years ago or so?
Yeah, I believe the participation, at least in St. Louis, it's always been pretty amazing in terms of, the CYC leagues early on from when I grew up and maybe when you grew up as well. I remember playing in the Granite City tournament back when we were in high school. So I think the participation side of things in St. Louis has remained consistent. It's probably added a bit, but I think that for ever since City came, I think just the general population and the overall brand awareness and whatnot has definitely increased.
I agree. And I think the depth and the quality has only improved. I've been in St. Louis a little over a decade, and I've just seen it get deeper and deeper in terms of the pool of players that are playing.
What about your schedules right now? What are you guys doing each day? Obviously, as coaches, you never clock out. You're always busy. How does it look right now for each of you?
Yeah, sometimes I get people who don't understand college coaching like, do you do that full time? Do you teach a class? I'm like, oh boy, I talk to my family about full time.
They're thinking CYC. Like, I think my brother coaches.
Exactly. Yeah, I think, as I always say, the work just changes based on the time of year.
Yeah.
For us right now, the transfer portal is open, so recruiting never stops, but it picks up kind of late spring for St. Louis. High school soccer is coming to kind of state championship time, but then also they'll get back with their club teams for a big, heavy summer schedule. So for us, it's a lot of recruiting. Also, for our current women, it's wrapping up, obviously, their final exams, our spring season as well. And then supporting them through finals and then the end of the season and really getting ready to turn the page to fall of 24 for our program.
We were talking about that with Josh Schertz and Rebecca Tillett about the NIL, the transfer portal, and how it's easier for players to pick a new school and I guess do it as often as you want now. Is that how challenging is it for the soccer programs in those, or is it a benefit because you can gain players too?
I think in a place like SLU, it's definitely a benefit. I think we're a destination for college soccer, and I think we can look at the portal as an opportunity to really, we look at it to fill out the immediate needs of our team of the upcoming fall season, and obviously guys who sometimes want to come home. We see that a lot of times with a lot of St. Louis players. So definitely an opportunity for us to get better. And I think we've definitely utilized it over the last 3 or 4 years.
You brought up the comparison with professional coaches, or I should say coaches of professional leagues versus being a coach for a college team. And obviously, I think one of the biggest differences would be there you have school studies, you have developing young minds, and coaches of professional leagues are working with grown men and women who are living their lives. They have a close relationship. It's different. With this, I mean, you're not only a coach, but you're also a mentor and a counselor in a lot of ways, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I think for us at SLU, we're trying to not just build a successful team on the field, but a culture and an environment that helps develop the whole person. And we always say if the person's in a good place, the student athlete is probably going to be in a good place. And so I think we focus heavily on that 360-degree person, which we've had some of our women then go play professionally. They're like, whoa, this is way more business and a little cold, where we pride ourselves on that family, that environment that we're able to create.
How difficult is that part to project and to recruit? Because you want people who are good. You want people who have the talent, but then figuring out that other part, how they'll adjust to the college game, how they'll be able to handle that, because it is different than being in high school. So is that the toughest part to try and project?
I think so. I think it's a lot harder than to look at the talent level and project their talent. It's really trying to do a deeper dive, go into the character of the player and the person, looking at their parents, talking to their parents, talking to a lot of different whether it be obviously coaches or counselors. We actually do personality profiles. So there's certain things that we want to do a deeper dive on to see is it a right fit for our culture and our program.
When Ranji was talking about soccer in St. Louis, and of course getting City SC and having City Park just in Midtown, like right there with you guys. I know, again, SLU soccer is great without City SC, but having that there and having the stadium so close to SLU, that's only an extra plus when it comes to recruiting, right?
Yeah, so I know for our side, it's been a game changer. Just because of the one, I think when recruits come from out of market and they come to St. Louis, they get a really good feel for how important soccer is in this community. And obviously, City do a great job of not only developing talent, so they've kind of consolidated the best talent in a 4-hour radius into one spot, which happens to be a mile from where we are. So it just makes it's just a little bit more convenient, more efficient, and again, I think that City plays a very similar style as we do, so it's very much it's a great fit.
Also say, as a side note, how about that Target that's going to open up in Midtown?
Yes,
That's a recruiting tool.
Dude,
the place is changing.
Target.
That's going to be. I love Target.
Let's go with Target. I don't have to drive to what is that stupid Hanley anymore.
Yeah,
Hampton.
Brentwood. You got to go into Brentwood to have a Target.
That's
down
one of the
the
worst
street.
places in St.
It is
Louis.
awful. It is off that parking lot. The whole thing is up for sale.
I said, yeah, it's on sale from Satan himself,
Yeah, it's
apparently,
awful.
because it is the
It's
worst
the
parking
worst.
lot.
Oh, God.
So anyway, that Target, you could throw that in there
I
too.
spent a weekend there one night.
Add that to
Awful.
our recruiting
Yeah.
presentation.
You won't have to go to that stupid Brentwood Target anymore. Just come play at SLU. With the success of of your programs, with the women's basketball team winning the NIT, Josh Schertz coming in, a highly sought after coach in college basketball. How important is it for other programs to do well to help out your own? Do you feel like there's the rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing when it comes to the other athletics?
Yeah, I think I've had a longer perspective, been at SLU for about a decade, and seen the power, especially of basketballs and men's soccer, what they can really generate excitement in the community. Walking in my neighborhood and people yelling "Go Bills!" during the good times. But I also think sports are the front porch of the institution, and so then you're able to widen your recruiting net when men's basketball is playing in the NCAA tournament, when women's basketball is winning a championship. Men's soccer went to the Elite Eight in 2021, and we are able to kind of piggyback off that in our recruiting as well. And then I think also it's exciting to be in a place where people are also in pursuit of excellence and pursuit of championships, and you're just organic conversations. I had one the other night at like 8:30, leaving the building with Josh Schertz last week, and we're start talking about Pep Guardiola and his style of play and how Josh is adopted. And so you become a product of your environment. And so being surrounded by that excellence is outstanding.
It's interesting you say that, because you'll have some people who are very academics based or focused who will say, why is so much attention paid to athletics? But it is maybe the number one thing to recruit students in general to come to your university if the athletics are good. It's like a billboard.
You look at the Nick Saban effect at Alabama, right? And see how their enrollment and fundraising and everything is quadrupled during his time there. So, yeah, we take pride in that aspect of things. It's all about like Katie said, just an athletic department that strives for excellence. And I think you want to be a part of it. There's a wall of all of our championship teams that you walk through downstairs of Chaffetz, and I tell you what, it's very impactful when you don't have your picture up there. As you walk down it and go to strength and conditioning or whatnot. So it's a good healthy competitive environment that you definitely want to be a part of.
And Katie, the women's team has won 6 straight Atlantic 10 championships, right?
We have, yeah.
So that's
in pursuit of 7.
That's awesome.
They're setting the bar for sure.
Let's keep up.
Do you have friendly competition?
You know what? It's just fun to be around high achievers, right? I think when you're around people that are doing really high level work, it's just you're always picking off and stealing different things, and we have a great relationship with both programs and work together. And so to me, it's a great environment to be a part of. I love the fact of college athletics when you can go and watch the basketball team practice, or you can go and that to me is a unique part of maybe the differentiation from a professional environment where it's just one sport, where you get the community of sports. You can ask questions from different coaches. I think it's the greatest part about college athletics outside of the student athletes.
High achievers. That's why I work with Amy. I was trying to surround myself with.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
That's right. I bring them up.
Okay. So what's next for the two of you? You've got golf, but then what?
Yeah. Wait, did we interrupt? You've got a glove on.
Yeah, I'm wearing hole 2. We were getting ready to par the first hole.
Oh my!
That's
gosh.
all right. No, you guys are more important.
Oh my god!
I got a good team, and they're more than willing to take an extra shot for me.
I thought you just came in like costume or something.
I forgot my glove in the car.
I should have done that.
My gosh. Well, oh my gosh.
Which one of you is better at golf?
No doubt, Kevin. I'm not a golfer.
And are you even playing today, or are you just in the,
Are you even
It was a good lunch. It
Are
was
you
a
looking
really
for
lovely lunch.
Because it's a nice lunch.
That's
See?
right. It's lovely.
Find the beer cart. That's
Yeah.
what's good about this.
Sorry.
Guys, thanks for sitting down with us. It's awesome to have you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
We'll come see you play.
Perfect.
Please do.
If we're invited.
I know.
Amy makes a scene.
Well,
when
listen,
we go places.
I'm excited. I
Yeah.
cheer on the team.
You'd fit in well with us.
Okay, perfect.
Great. Katie Shields, Kevin Kalish, thanks for sitting down with us, and good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I told you we had Chelsea Handler tickets to give away. Want to do that right now, Amy?
I would love to do that.
She is going to be performing at Stiefel October 26th. So if you want to go see her, you can go get tickets for yourself, or you can try to win right now. So you can be caller number
7 in honor of, they're going to win the 7th
the
Atlantic
women's team,
10
the seventh.
championship.
That's
Soccer.
right.
Yep.
That's right. So St. Louis women's soccer going to win their 7th. We've
Atlantic
declared
10
it. Atlantic 10
championship.
championship. We are saying it's going to happen. So we're looking for caller 7-314-955-1120 to see Chelsea Handler at the Stiefel Theater October 26th. So best of luck to you, and be careful.
Be so careful.
It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Underlaw Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX. New and completely reimagined, the 1904 World's Fair exhibit at the Missouri History Museum re-examines this complex, fascinating event and its legacy, featuring a 3D printed scale model that offers a close-up look at the enormity of the attractions and fairgrounds. Experience a more complete picture of the progress and prejudice captured in this important moment in St. Louis history, now told from a wider spectrum of voices and perspectives. info@mohistory.org.
When our truck stops in front of your home,
you'll know it's there
because you'll feel magic in the air.
You'll see the magic with your eyes.
When that junk disappears,
and you'll feel the fresh air freedom
throughout your body.
When that dull junk is gone, all your cool stuff will sparkle.
You'll smile.
You'll dance.
You'll call your friends.
Because you'll want them to see it and feel it too.
When you're ready to unleash the delight,
call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
To the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the house.
Faroe Field, home sweet home for Tiger Nation on 7 Saturdays each fall. The traditions in tailgating run deep. The victories roar louder, and you can't get energy like this sitting on your couch. So don't wait. Get up and get in the game. Lock in your seats today because every seat is front row to greatness. Call 1-800-CAT-PAWS or visit mutigers.com/tickets. MIZ.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Legacy Box is offering a 60% discount. Order yours today and take advantage of our best Mother's Day sale ever. Visit legacybox.com/value and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value for 60% off. legacybox.com/value.
If you want jazz music, go to New Orleans. Bagels has to be New York. Skiing, Colorado, every time. And for psychics, think California Psychics. When you want the best, some places are better than others. That's why at CaliforniaPsychics.com, home of free spirits, big dreams, and open minds, we know better than anyone what makes a good psychic. In fact, 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us don't make the grade. We connect you with the very best, so we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. Download the app or connect with us at CaliforniaPsychics.com. Right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So whatever direction you want to take your life, you know where to start. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychic.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Summertime is the best time to enjoy the outdoors and enhance the appearance of your home. Banner Construction can make your home the showplace of the neighborhood with maintenance-free James Hardy siding and beautiful Pella replacement windows. Drive up to your home with a renewed pride. Visit bannerconstruction.com or call 314-569-1050. Get a free in-home design and estimate. Call 314-569-1050 and have a banner day. 314-569-1050.
Transforming airwaves into an engaging playground of ideas and entertainment. It's the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
It's just another manic Monday.
Congratulations to Jim from Arnold. Going to go see Chelsea Handler perform live at Stiefel Theater October 26th. We will have tickets to give away for her show every day this week here on the Chris and Amy Show as we broadcast today from Norwood Hills for the Billiken Golf Classic.
And, you know, they say it only takes a minute to like brighten someone's day, maybe even a couple of seconds. And so during that commercial break, we did get an email from the company about, you know, like a quarterly award to an employee that personifies, exemplifies
All kinds of great traits.
all kinds of great traits that really are illustrative of what our company stands for. So I, during that break, nominated my good friend Chris Ranji for Employee of the Quarter.
That's awesome.
And you have to say which of the certain qualities that they have. You know, you have to click a box. Which qualities does he personify? You can click all of them that apply. There are 4. I clicked curiosity.
Oh, curiosity.
Yeah. And then my reason for nominating you, briefly describe it. I wrote, he's the worst, but he tries.
That's nice.
Yeah. Because I mean, I feel like, you know, don't give up hope.
Well, that's...
And you're very curious. You're always asking questions.
I am asking questions, especially during interviews.
Especially, well, or during a commercial break, you bother the newsroom. What are you doing? What are you working on? Yeah.
So I also nominated you.
Did you really? That's really nice.
I nominated you for the Odyssey award.
Yeah.
And I clicked everything but courage. I gave you community, curiosity, and creativity, but not a shred of bravery in you. Also, so here's what I said about you.
Yeah.
She has never one time spilled coffee on the table in the studio.
Yep.
And she makes up good slogans.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
That is actually, both of those are actually kind things to say about me.
Yeah.
I am good at sloganeering.
You really are.
Yeah.
Tomorrow on the show, I need to get to the bottom of a couple of things here.
Yeah. Oh, you were texting all weekend.
Well, so the gorilla from the zoo died. You saw this news, right? That we had a gorilla from the zoo, 26 years old, who passed away, and it had heart disease,
which is a surprise. Because don't they eat the
leaves?
Food?
All they
Yeah,
eat is leaves. So how do you get heart disease as a gorilla?
Well, I don't know.
Did that not surprise you?
Well, it did. So maybe he's getting food from somewhere else. Maybe do gorillas eat red meat?
I don't think so. I thought they're pretty much herbivores.
I always see them eating herbivores, eating herbs. No. In all honest to goodness, I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
It's sad because little Joe liked people. He liked to watch the visitors to the zoo.
You're going to end the show like this?
Well, no, I want to get to the bottom of how a gorilla gets heart disease.
Well, okay, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Also, something we need to talk about. So, Boeing has its new Starliner, and it's launching for the first time 2 astronauts into space. And I was wondering, do you think the astronauts are having second thoughts?
No, because I think maybe the reason the other problems are existing is because everybody's been working on the spaceship.
Yeah,
that's probably
it's 7
why.
years behind schedule.
Billiken Golf Classic. We had a great time today. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast from Norwood Hills. We hope you'll come back tomorrow at 10 o'clock. We will be back with you. Anything you missed, all the podcasts, everything available on the Odyssey app. Download it now. AUDACY. It's Chris and Amy. Dave Glover is next on KMOX. I have a rule about I can't wear a jersey of a player that's younger than me.
That means you can only wear Hall of Famers
That's right.
or dead people.
That's right.
If you have a problem with the IRS, believe me, it's not going away on its own. The IRS never gives up.